Says we're connected to chat. Are we live? I think we are. All right, cool, nice. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. We're starting a little bit later tonight. It's about 30 minutes later than probably my average start time. Marcus says, about dang time. Yeah, we are starting a little bit later. I was spending some extra valuable time with Karis tonight. There we are, doing other important things. There we are. Some days are just going to be like that, I'm afraid. Yo, it's the Wednesday stream. Bitcoin hits 100K, and healthcare. Well, let's make it a funny title instead of a news title. How about let's see, maybe something related to the CEO getting shot. How would you turn that into a funny title? Let's see. Warning my Pokemon cards not to be CEO of a healthcare company. I like that one. Okay. Warning my Pokemon cards not to be CEO of a healthcare company. Live card shop. Really stupid. Let's jump over here. Very nice. Is this live? Pokecoin hits 100K. Good morning. Hello, mister. Pokemon cards better than crypto. I really like watching crypto, and I've got nothing against it. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually invested in Reddit, and my Reddit stock is doing better than Bitcoin, and that is because, and I didn't buy a lot of it. I bought $100 of it at the start, but now I own like $3,000 of it. But you know, Reddit went up 300% just this 1 year, so Bitcoin is doing extremely well, though. There's no doubt about that. And I've been buying some MicroStrategy stocks. Wednesday night. I guess I could have just bought more Bitcoin. But I realize I'm just not very good with crypto. And I figure maybe if those guys are good with crypto, I'll just leave it up to them. So their little company buys crypto, I guess. You can also buy like crypto ETFs, I think. Pretty sure. There we go. Actually, I don't know what MicroStrategy exactly does. Here's Sergio L12. 2 spots in Terrestrial Festival for L12. Terrestrial Festival. Speaking of which, before we begin this, I must look at the price again. Alright, because the price could have changed already. It looks like it hasn't. Dude, I'm tempted to buy some of these. Alright, let me ask this guy. Terrestrial Festival release date. December 6th. I'm going to ask the guy who's my supplier how everything's going. Sorry, I still got sniffles. It's the 5th. All right. Oops. There we go. So if he doesn't respond to that, I might go ahead and buy some other product. Guess I'm just a little scared after the other products got lost. So, Mr. Sergio, I'm popping you in there. You hear about Nike giving up on their NFT product? Nike, the tennis shoe company? Dang, it's hot in here, dude. It is hot in here. Or maybe that's my body coming back from the illness a little bit. I was freezing cold. What was it, yesterday night? There we go. Karis is getting it officially, by the way. Karis is now sick. They're giving up on their NFT product. Was I silenced? I couldn't chat for a bit. Not at all. Not at all. You were not silenced. Probably just some YouTube thing. You know, it is technology. All right, this is Kirby music, apparently. Sounds like a toy box or something. It's too slow. Can we speed it up? I can kind of see what's going on. They've Does all the music sound like this? No, it doesn't all sound like this. Let's try this. Nintendo and chill. Alright, that's good. Oh, that's much louder than I thought. Alright, cool. So, Terrestrial Festival. My TCC package is coming Saturday along with an Appleton slab I got for cheap through bid on eBay. Mister, are you going to play Marvel Rivals? Probably not. Mail day go hard. My last purchase was in March. If I ship now, I should get my cards right. I think so. If your last purchase was in March, I assume the bag's still around. RTFKT, the creators of non-fungible tokens, virtual sneakers acquired by Nike, has announced it will sunset operations in January 2025. I mean, I'm not surprised. Garrett Wixon. Let's go ship Garrett Wixon. He ordered shipping. I am definitely not surprised by that. I'm going to go to sleep. Till 6, I said, get. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Here we are. Oh, that's great. Go on. Let's see. Wixon. I got that stuff pre-ordered and ready to go for tomorrow. Oh, I did get a message. Let's see what that message says. Oh. Okay. So let's grab this. Let's see. Garrett Wixom. Okay. He did have 2 bags. Let's check for a 3rd bag. That was the guy who's helping me as a supplier. I'm going to respond to him. Okay, good. So you've got 2 bags. All right. Here we are. Ooh. Don't start with that song. What? What song? My wife gonna ban you. Oh no, she doesn't like that one. We're just listening to some Mario Christmas music. Ah, silence. The sound of silence. Garrett Wixom. So here's your address. Let's double check. We are starting out with shipping. Okay, he's confirming the address is correct. That's good. Very useful. Very classy. Very demure. Okay. And how heavy is this? She doesn't like the Rizzler Christmas song, the Brain Rot song. Oh, the Rismus? On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 gyats a-clappin'. No, wait, it would be 5 gyats a-clappin', 4 moggers mogging, 3 moldy lunchleys, 2 gooners gooning, and a huck to a spit on that thing. Oh, okay, hold on. So Stamps is doing its usual thing where it tells you it doesn't work. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to increase it by a day. CEO killed, mister. Yeah, read the title. Read the title, Alexis. I called you Alexis. Alex. Alexis. Hi, it's me, Alexis. All right, there you go. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. The CEO died. Let's turn this speed down on the music real fast. All right. Mr. Universal Healthcare. Well, I just now see it. Yeah. Yeah, I was alluding to it. My warning was warning my Pokemon cards not to be CEO of a healthcare company. Whew. This is pre-recorded. We have an order. Jennifer Yap, can I get one spot in the Poker Dratini and one in the Houndoom? All right, here goes, guys. All right, Jen Yap. Hey, Vic. Oops, there we go. There we go. Very good. So that ticks up. How many spots we got in here? 6 then? Probably 6. I'm allowed to send in for spots on the 6 mega sub list. Oh, for what? You mean like this? Yeah, you can send in for this. There it is, Houndoom. Houndoom. Ooh, it's spooky. Where'd I put the slabs? Ah, here they are. So this is now called the Poker Break. It used to be called the Diglett Break. It's officially called the Poker Break. It's about to go off. It's got 3 cards in it. 2 of them are poker cards. Really lovely Sandstorm. I mean, this is a solid pull. Pop 3, reverse Holo Sandstorm. Probably about $400. Here's Pichu. This is Poker Pichu, Pop 9, 2000, Neo 2000. Just a rare vintage Pichu. It's also the poker card from the poker set. And then this is the bad boy that we just added. Yellow Deck Dratini. And he was added for very little in order to get this break moving. Yellow Deck, Pop 5. If you like Dratini, you got to consider it. Now this break is about to go off. And remember, if you pull a hit out of a break and you don't even like the hit, you could even talk to me about potentially buying it back for store credit, or we might be able to, you could take in, just list it up in auction on eBay or something. Whatever it is you want to do with it. But let's go find that Diglett baggie, because it's still a Diglett baggie. There it is, the old Diglett baggie. If the attack was so blatant and premeditated, how did no one see it coming? 11, 12. Is that right? Yeah, it says 11 there, so it will be 12. Total of 3 cards in here with an odds of 3 and 14. All right, there it is. That's a real solid one, especially with that new Dratini in it. Probably making it a lot sexier. 3 full cards in that break. Okay, she says Dratini break, Houndoom break. Jennifer says 2 spots in the Crystal G break. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, let's get those spots in the Crystal G break. All right. Feeling a little bit better. Let's go, oh right, into the Crystal Guardians break. All right, so let's place bets that will catch the shooter before stream ends. That's up to 2 spots now. Crystal Guardians. Good. Hey, mister, is it possible to trade in one of the dragon coins to fill up that poker break? So, if we did that, I think the deal was 120 per coin for 2 of them. If you traded one in, I would give you 120 back, but I would need 10 more for the other one. So I would sell the other one for the normal 130. Is that all right? Is that what you're interested in? Let's grab this. He invented something and the CEO stole and fired him. We have Caleb Ibarra, box of NBA. Ooh, like this NBA? Which box of NBA are we talking? There's not 2 different boxes, are there? I can't do math. Whatever works. All right, hold on. He wants the Mosaic Blaster. Caleb Ibarra, Mosaic Blaster. You got it. We are opening a Mosaic Blaster. Oops. Okay, snipping that. Cue the plankton meme. Oops. Who knows what the shooter was motivated by? Is Caleb in chat? Could be. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Snipping this. All right. So I believe it's the card in the back we want, right? Oh. This guy right here. Kobe Brown. It's Kobe Brown. Thunder Road. Here, City Edition, Eamon Thompson. He sure looks like he could play basketball. Trey Murphy. Scoopy dooby doo 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 doo. Oh. All right. Ooh, Thunder Road rookie. Jill LaMelo Ball. Rookie. NBA debut. Not numbered. Okay. Next pack. We love sports cards. This is my new sports channel, everybody. Kobe White. What if I became a streamer supplier and my whole job was helping you like a consultant with your stream, like a streamer manager, and then I set you up with product? How cool would that be? There. Okay, got some regular cards there. Mister, if I say shoot the president, will the FBI pop up? Maybe. I don't think you're allowed to say that, actually, right? That's actually not... You're not supposed to actually talk about that, right? NBA greats. You need a personality and voice. I'd do it. So imagine instead of me running a stream, I helped like 20 people run their streams. And my job was to supply them and make sure that they're running the streams in a good standardized way. Here we are. Tyranny. Here's Anthony Edwards. Ooh, my phone's gonna fall. All right, turn this down. There we go. That's for our friend Caleb Ibarra. Thank you, Mr. Caleb. All right. Grab this. How do you feel about the president, Mr. Super Dan Kiwi? Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Let's see. Everyone has different feelings. I don't think everyone on the mod team's a fan. And then I think some people are a fan. You are. Grabbing this. So this is for Caleb Ibarra. There we go. Putting this in here. Trump number 1. Diddy Kong Racing is better than Mario Kart. Place this over here. The elections are finally over. Isn't that nice, guys? Whew. If we're talking presidents, I think William McKinley was pretty good. One day I'm going to be a TCC mod. Here's Caleb. Ibarra. 12.24. There we go. Trump's a pretty galvanizing figure, you know. Some people, they really, really, really do not like him. There we go. Some people are like, meh. Some people are rabidly in love with him. Trump! So you got all kinds. All right. Mr. Brandon says he would like to actually only buy one of the Red Winged Dragon Quicksilver coins. Let's let him do that then. Okay. Trump's wife is a MILF. Melania. She is pretty hot. Melania was always hot. It was kind of embarrassing the first time he ran because it was like, you're not used to presidents' wives being hot. Usually they're supposed to come off as like maybe a little homish, educated, maybe like a leader, like a good person, you know, like a good example. But Melania, she was just sort of like this, you know, hot girl, and that's it. Not exactly president's wife material. I don't know. Second time around, I'm like, Melania's hot. Who cares? It's like, that's how it is. There we go. Trump's wife looks like a Siamese cat. There we are. Well, you know, people say he really hates immigrants. And she's not American born. She's an immigrant. He's married to an immigrant. There we go. All right. Very nice. Okay. How much is the coin? This coin is $130, the Red Dragon of Wales. So, you got both coins for $240 at $120 a piece. If you return one, you get $120 back, but you owe $10 on the remaining one because it bumps back up to $130. So, what happens in that case is you are left with $110. Now, you already had some money left over, didn't you? Did you? I don't actually remember. Here it is. So you had $290, and then we had removed $240, which means you should have had $50 left over. And now you're returning one coin. You're getting $110 back. So it's coming in for $160. Oh, right, plus the shipping. Remember the shipping? So $8 shipping. So you have a grand total of $168. You said you'd like to complete the poker set. You still interested in that? There it is. So you have a total of $168. It was put you down as Brandon. All right. Very nice. Good evening, mister. I think I'm a fan of Trump. I'm a fan of free thinking, and he has a cult. Oh, he said, I think I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm a fan of free thinking. He has a cult. But, you know, at this point, who gives a crap? The sun's going to blow up no matter what. One day, I'm going to be a TCC mod. Let's see. I missed that you said that. Every single individual who has such a vast impression on people should be forced to have fact-checking. Joe Rogan, Jamie. All right, here we are. There's a go-in. So, two of these spots would be $80. And so this would be down to down to 88. 88 remains. There you go, Mr. Brandon. Where's my baggie? Did you hear about the CEO of healthcare? Why they do him like that? I did hear about that. My title was kind of a play on that. Pretty crazy moment. Somebody has a grudge against him, and maybe it's not that surprising. I mean, he's a healthcare insurance CEO specifically. You sick? Don't get me sick. Oh, I'm getting you sick. Oh, you're right. The Hello Kitties. I forgot about the Hello Kitties. Thank you. So that's an additional $50. So you are correct. You're left with 38. All right. Cool, man. Oh, store credit. Store credit's so confusing for me. This should add up to 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It did add up to 14, and now we're ready to go. Okay, but also let's get these ready. So, I suppose what we could do is we'll get some separate cards. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow, I really hate this music. This is Christmas music, I guess. Banjo-Kazooie. Ew. There we go, okay. Banjo-Kazooie, these balls. The only episode Jamie hasn't conspicuously fact-checked were Trump and Elon's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. There we go. Very nice. All right. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So this is going to say Dratini. This one's going to say Pichu. And this one's going to say Snake. There they are. If you pull these, it means you've pulled the slab. Don't be CEO of a healthcare company. Might be dangerous to your health. Let's count this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's count these one more time. Show the names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here it is. We're starting another round of the breaks. Our breaks are so cool. I learned on the internet today that 2 plus 2 equals 6. Wow. So cool. I think it's hard to fact check, politicians. A lot of the times politicians are sharing opinions. Like the color red is better than the color blue. So fact checking gets really tricky, right? Especially if they speak about something that can't be fact checked or something that's purely opinion. So a lot of the time, and I think the audience also only likes a certain amount of fact checking. I think audiences, they get tired of fact checking. Like, bro, keep your fact checkers at home. We don't need your fact checkers. We'll decide for ourselves what we think about the content. You know what I'm saying? So there used to be a lot of fact checking on like Facebook and Twitter and all that. We don't have that anymore, and I think that that's an improvement. We are. I think we don't have that. Do we still have that? Gold Star and the Crystal Guardian. I'm calling it. Yeah, well, you better jump in. All right, give me a number to split this deck by. 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the deck split. Okay. What about you guys? Do you like fact checking? Like, do you like it when the Democrats get fact checked? Do you like it when the Republicans get fact checked? Or do you just kind of prefer to do it on your own at home? I'm more of a do it myself. I don't like it when people tell me, oh, here's the truth about it. I go, you know what? Keep your truth. I don't need it. I don't like it when... So if they were fact-checking Biden, I wouldn't like that either. I'd be like, no, thanks, dude. Don't start your stinky-ass journalism. Just let Biden say his thing, and I'll fact-check it if I know it. Fact-checked. Stop eating so much. Sounds like the CEO was in a love triangle. Whoa, really? You think it was a murder of passion? Like a sex crime kind of thing? Like, hey, not with my girl. Facebook still has it. Yeah, actually, I realize I don't use Facebook too much. All right, give me a number, guys. The majority of Americans aren't smart enough to research things independently. Now, Super Dan, if you truly believe Americans are not smart enough, do you think that they should vote? 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's going to the back. Thank you. Brandon, you got both numbers, man. Let me have a sip of my drink here. Think about it, Super Dan. If people have to be told the truth, because they won't look at it. And that means the truth tellers have an awful lot of power is what that really means. Should they even be voting in the first place? I really think that over. Like, you might as well just be telling children hey, Santa Claus is real, and you have to vote that way. And the kids will go, okay, Santa. Or, okay, Mom and Dad, you told me it was true, so it must be. Alicia Brown. Here goes Alicia. Oh, right off the bat, Alicia pulls Pichu. Okay, that's one down. On the shell casings, deny, defend, dispose were written on there. There we go. I never said Americans in general. Here's Anthony. Here's Jennifer Yap. But you get what I'm saying, right, Super Dan? Like, if the average American's too stupid to figure out what the truth is, should they even bother voting? Palmot. Joseph Jones. Here's Grisha. Jonathan Morris. Here's Joseph Jones. Here's Anthony Kalura. Here's Anthony Kalura. Oh, there's the Dratini. That was the one. I think people wanted that Dratini. It moved real fast after Dratini came out. All right, there's one more pull. It's the snake, the sneaky snake. Here's Mr. Brandon. And there it is. You pull one, Mr. Brandon. The sneaky snake is out. That's all three. Let's make sure these line up properly. Alicia Brown. Alicia Brown. She was in there deep, huh? And Joseph Jones. There we go. Even if the majority of the population is too stupid to make a good decision, they should still be allowed to vote. Now, see, I know you're saying that because you've got sort of like a moral compass that tells you that that's a good thing, but reread your own sentence there, like carefully, as if you were an analyst. Even if the majority of people were too stupid to make a good decision, they should still vote. Doesn't that sound kind of crazy when you really say it out loud? The majority of people, and this is a theoretical or abstract idea. The majority of people are too stupid to make a smart decision, but they should decide how the leaders are chosen. No, dude. That kind of society would collapse. You fundamentally have to believe that the majority of people are smart. If you don't believe that, you wouldn't be pro-democracy. Because fundamentally, stupid people will choose stupid leaders. So you must have a certain belief that the average person is smart. If you can't hold on to that belief, you won't be pro-democracy. Here we go. All right, for the snake. I'm stupid, mister, so I believe I should vote. All right. Sneaky snake. Brandon Wong. Okay. It doesn't change that it's a right to vote on what happens around you. Well, what would you say is a right? Where do the rights come from? So you've got this idea now, there's a right to something. Where does the right come from? Who gives you the right? Okay, here's Anthony Kalura. Like, here's another one people often say, the right to health care. I have a right to health care, a right to it. Here we go. This is going to be Anthony Kalura taking the beautiful poker card. I don't vote, just a waste of time. Any news on Fantasia Bunko Volume 2? I was told it's on the way. Just being a human being, that's it. So when you're born as a human being, where are those rights? Like, in what part of the jungle do you pluck them from? You know, what tree are they growing off of? Right, so like 3,000 years ago, humans are born in the jungle. Where are these rights? Where are they coming from, would you say? We're getting all philosophical tonight, guys. Here's Pichu. What tree are the rights growing off of? We don't live in a jungle anymore. The CEO just got shot in the back of the head. It's a jungle. It's a jungle. It's fundamentally a jungle, right? Like, law is abstract. We just made it up out of thin air. You can tell somebody murder is illegal, and the guy can ignore all those rules and still murder someone. We're in the jungle. It's a very nice jungle. It's a jungle. So you can't write a law. I have a right to this other guy's wife, and he can't do anything about it. No, he can come over and kill you. So you're in the jungle. You just think you're not, right? And the laws are made up. Laws are artificial. Humans just sort of made them up. They're the social contract. Hey, I don't kill you and you don't kill me. Sure, that sounds like a really good idea. Until you do something that pisses me off and then we go to war. So there are no real laws. Laws are the abstract thing. The jungle's real. Where in the jungle do you pluck your rights from? What tree are they growing off of? What animal do they come from? Where are the rights coming from? And obviously that's a rhetorical question. There is no such thing. They're really abstractions we enforce with a gun. That's what a right is. And if it's got to be enforced with a gun, why call it a right? It's a privilege. It's a privilege. When somebody changes guns, the privilege goes away. If somebody with a bigger gun comes along, he says, I don't like those privileges. We'll change them, right? So it's not, rights are sort of made up word, sort of like, thought engineering, idea engineering. But they're really more like privileges. And so the right to vote was something that the founding fathers just sort of made up. They said, we'll let everyone vote. Actually, they didn't say that. They were really restrictive about who should vote. They said, men of good standing who own land can vote. So they didn't like democracy. They were kind of anti-democracy. That's why they didn't have the country be a direct democracy. They said, when the country becomes a democracy, it'll end. And so they said, we don't want everyone voting. You have to be a landowner to vote. So they were kind of, they were a little racist, I think, as well. That's one of those modern day things that we talk about with the founding fathers. But they didn't love the idea of everyone voting. Women didn't vote. There was still slavery back then. And many of the founding fathers were slave owners. That's just a fact. These guys said some people can vote if they own land. You have to be invested in the country. And so this idea that everyone should vote because it's their right, that's the abstraction. The idea of anyone voting is an abstraction. It's a sort of sharing of power. The people in power said, why don't we share the power? It'll work better that way. But who should vote? Should a 16-year-old vote? And so that's something to think about. That's where we start to have fun debates, and you write policy from those debates. You say, should a 16-year-old vote? Manuel Berrigan, 151 Japanese. Should a 15-year-old vote in 2025? Would you say yes to that one? One Pokemon top single, Manuel Berrigan. Oh, I have to create a listing. Mr. Hishana with the gun? That's not a jungle. No, it's an abstraction, right? What I'm saying is that you can write lots of laws that say murder is illegal, and no one has to follow them. They can just murder someone. Do you see what I'm saying now? You can write all these laws. You'll go to jail for life. We'll execute you. And somebody will still whip out a gun and kill you. That's the jungle. No law can beat it. No law is above that. The jungle is above the law. You can't stop it. It's why the Taliban can run in and take all the rights away from the women. Because the women never had rights. The men never had rights. It's just whoever's in power. That's it. And if they want to be nice to women, that's it. So it's really coming down to privilege, not rights. Whoever holds the gun decides what the rights are. And the right's just an abstraction. It's just a made-up word, isn't it? All right. That is the fun philosophical topic for today. What did you guys think of that? Was that fun? Let's go ahead and jump over to breaks history. I realize we got to add this. All right. The poker break. And it ended around 39. Rewind. And we'll say Alicia got Pichu. Anthony Kalura got Dratini. And Mr. Brandon got the snake. All right, there we go. Very good. In the jungle, you fight for your rights. Right, well, that is the jungle. The violence, the power to decide if you have freedom or not. That is the jungle. So in the jungle, it's dog eat dog. It's you got like the lion comes in, he kills all the other males, and he has to do whatever he wants, right? So you're right. It really boils down not to written law or Christianity or moralisms, but who has the power to make decisions for everyone else. And that person might be a nice person, which is a good thing. Or there might be the North Korean leader, a fat guy. who probably does whatever he wants mostly, and his people don't have a lot of, like, they don't got the internet. How sad is that? Right? So who has the power is all that really matters. And the intelligentsia on the Democrat Party, what they would like to do is they'd like to expand voter rights to 16-year-olds or to convicted felons, for example. How do you feel about those ideas? Would you like to expand it? Because you were just saying you think the average person's too stupid to fact-check their own arguments on the internet. No, they must be told what the truth is. They can't just listen to people. They must be told the truth. And the average person is too stupid to know the truth, so they must be told it. How do you feel about expanding voting rights to 16-year-olds? Are you diggity down with that like a clown? Manuel Berrigan. All right, Mr. Manuel, let's grab a bag. Mr. Manuel. They're not told the truth, they're shown it. Well, who should be the truth showers? Can the Republican Party exclusively be the truth showers? Like, what if the Republican Party picked the truth showers? Mr. Super Dan says they're not told the truth, they're shown it. What if only Republicans showed the truth? Would you be down with that? I got a bag, says Mr. Manuel. Well, where is it? Here we go. You're right. I saw terrible the last 4 years where that's why Trump's back. I would argue, yeah. People were probably not super excited for another 4 years of Biden or maybe Harris. Anyone could be the truth shower if they show an objective truth. Well, I asked a real specific question. So what if the truth showers, the people who had control over who reveals the truth, what if they were exclusively Republican? Would you feel down with that? Would you be okay with that? Let's see what's next. So now we've got Savian Zlamki. I don't know how to say her name. I apologize. I wish I could say it exactly the right way. Let me go ahead and find you. Are they showing the truth? Then it wouldn't matter. Yeah, but you're kind of deflecting from the question. You should just answer the question, because I think you probably know where I'm heading with it. Would you accept that only Republicans were allowed to do the fact-checking? Would you accept that? It's a really obvious question, right? Let's see. The answer is no, right? I got to get more black flame. I'll be right back. All right, black flame. There we go. So, I mean, it's an obvious question with an obvious answer. So the obvious question is, should all the fact checkers be Republican? The obvious answer is no. So the follow-up summary is, well then, half the fact checkers can be Republican and half the fact checkers can be liberal. Would you agree that's pretty reasonable? What do you think? Half the fact checkers can be Republican and half can be Democrat. Snip this. All right. Grabbing this. So we need 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in that scenario, you've already got that. A representation. The Republican half is the Republican nominee, and the Democrat half is the Democrat nominee. You had fact checkers the whole time. They're coming forward and saying this is the truth. You never needed the fact checkers. You can just fact check them yourself if you think that one of the teams is lying. You already had the fact checkers. The Republican Party represents itself and its own ideas and its own arguments. And the Democrat Party represents itself and its own ideas and its own arguments. You, the viewer at home, you're supposed to know if something they're saying is not true, or it's maybe like subjective or personality or opinion or something like that, right? Here we go. All right, Mr. Savion. Snipping this. So for my opinion, it's just that the fact checkers is sort of redundant. It's a redundancy. All right, Savion. We've got a cold one and a hollow. Oh, you got an SAR of this girl and her Q font. Very nice. All right, SAR pulled. Here's Vespa Queen. There we go. But could you imagine every time politicians talked, there's like a little panel of Democrats and Republicans underneath it going, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. There we go. And then, of course, there'll be a battle over who gets to actually pick the truth tellers, you know, the truth tellers. The truth tellers, it sounds so much like the Shadows on the Cave Wall story from the philosophy class, right? Doesn't it? For those of you who took those classes or read about philosophy or whatever, the story of the shadows on the wall in the cave. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember the story. Doesn't that sound like that exact scenario? There we go. All right. I think I should be president. It says Verzian Looms. Verzian? I would vote for you, Verzian. You seem like a chill dude. Here's Savion with an S-A. Let's go find your bag. Thanks for coming back, man. Appreciate that. Wikipedia is my source. Yeah. Well, you know, the things that get fact-checked the most, or the most aggressively. Oh, first time making a bag? Might be first time making a bag. Oh, haha. Abigail Zakic's bag. That's right. Now I remember you. That's over here. Thank you so much. It's cool that Abigail's back. The Costco guy should be president. Hell yeah, dude. Chocolate chip. Or chunky chocolate chip, whatever he said. Get this guy millions of dollars. Get him in charge of things. Elon did nothing. The people working for Elon did everything. Well, Super Dan, let's say that was true, right? So here's my question for you. Why don't you just go repeat what he did? So your claim is he did nothing, right? So you should just go copy that, because obviously if it's nothing, well, then it's very easy to do. Here's Mario, it's a me. Here's Electabuzz. Here's Pokemon Yellow. And here's Flareon. Democrats actually really liked Elon before he changed political parties. They thought he was like a genius or something. All right, let's see. Dang, he's the smartest guy in the world. All right, we are out of orders in the queue. Let's start showing off some of these fantastic breaks. That's not at all true, mister. Here's Mario. Here's the Star Wars break. This is Queen Amidala. Pop 1 out of 25. You also have a pop 1 out of 50. Pushed off the track by Sebulba. 2 cards in there. Pretty cool. The Mega. This card's moving. The first sub list is already half full. This is probably one of the most popular breaks right now. The Houndoom break. Houndoom on the front. Togekiss on the back. Togetic. The girl break that's never moving. We should probably add a girl card to that. I don't know. The Umbreon break that's actually had some movement out of 5, huh? The new One Piece card, which is also not moving. And the new Final Fantasy card. I think somebody asked to buy this outright. If you buy a spot in here before he does, I guess, I don't know what we'll do. Ooh, this could have been the Mario break too, huh? That's cool. I never liked Elon. I'm starting to pick up on you lumping me in with the Democrats. Well, I mean, you can say you're not a Democrat. I don't mind. We are. I'm not lumping you in with anything. I'm just saying. There you go. I said Democrats really liked him until they said, until he swapped teams, and then they said, well, I don't like this guy anymore. So what you were doing, for example, you're saying, well, he did nothing. Well, if you read a history on him, he actually helped program, I believe, wasn't it PayPal or something like that? And he programmed something before that too. So his initial projects, which made him a multimillionaire, definitely wasn't something the average person could do. He was actually a software engineer. And not only that, but he was a software engineer for tech startups. And then he went on to, lead companies. If CEOs are so overpaid and their jobs are so easy and pointless, someone else should. Why don't you just sign up? Just go sign up. Go be a CEO. Go make millions. And so I encourage you to look at it that way. and have a fresh perspective on it, you know? Kind of think of it like, man, maybe it is hard to be CEO, you know? What if people don't think I look pretty enough? Here's Ernest Bruff. He says, 1 EV Heroes, 1 V-Star Universe, and 1 Korean 151. You got it. Let's see. Grab one of these. How does any of that support the statement Elon landed rockets? Minister not saying anything. You're putting words in Mister's mouth. He started the company with this money. Who is slandering Lord Elon's name? Lord Elon. 1 V-Star Universe. Excuse me. 1 V-Star Universe. Korean? I'm going to guess he means Korean V-Star, right? Do we have Korean? I don't think we have Korean. We only have the Japanese one, right? Actually, we do have the Korean one. Mr. Ernest, can you confirm if this is the Korean V-Star Universe? Because I think we actually do have that. Do we? I feel like I'm going crazy. What's this right here? So this is the Korean one right here? Yes, all 3. So I think this one is Korean. And then 1 EV Heroes. Where are my EV Heroes? All right. I didn't like Elon too much. I thought he was kind of obnoxious until he bought Twitter. I totally flipped on Elon when he bought Twitter. When he bought Twitter and he said, you know, that he was committed to free speech, instantly liked the guy. I was like, oh, finally someone, you know, because before that time period, you had a sort of tech oligopoly and all of them swaying one direction. And, you know, they controlled the platforms. Like, do you guys remember that one social media platform that started rising up? What was it, around COVID or something? I can't remember what company it was. And what was it? It got kicked off the internet, got deplatformed by the big, powerful, you know, internet brokers like Amazon and stuff like that. What was the name of that social media company? I can't really remember the name of it. They couldn't get their servers back up. They got shut down. Here we are. Oh, yeah, it was around the time that Donald Trump got banned from all platforms. So that was a new thing, and that was when Donald Trump started his Truth Social, because the Republicans realized what a bad situation it was, having, you know, the other team kind of control a monopoly on the tech platforms for speaking. So when Elon Musk came out and said, well, I'm going to buy Twitter, I was like, what? And then he did. It was like, damn, that's cool, man. Does anyone remember that social media company? You can't. No one here could even say the name of that social media company. They got famous right after Trump got kicked off the internet. And then they got locked down by all the other internet sort of like platform providers. You know, like if you want to have a website, somebody has to host that website. And all those websites, hosters, all banned that social media company. And they went, I'm going to look it up for you guys. What happened to the social media company that blew up when Trump was banned? Not Truth. What was the name of it? Boy, I can't even remember the name. That's how out of existence they are now. So sad. But let's see. When you start hiring employees, pay their salary, you'd understand. You know what managers do. Businesses either succeed or fail. Elon the richest. They're not my workers, but I do manage them. The whole you don't know business argument is asinine. Super Dan, you be smoking. Managers are hired. Peasant, may Elon be with all of you, says Goblin. Now that is a peaceful Easter message. So, Mr. Ernest, let's go grab your bag. Wow. And to you also. And unto you as well. For some stupid prayer-like response. There you go. What would the Catholics say? How would the Catholics say it? They would say it like, peace be with you, and something unto you as well. I can't remember I used to know the lingo, the terminology. We are Palkia. Ooh, Probo Pass. Here's Machamp. I'm an expert on cannabis. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on politics, but I'm very opinionated. Here's Mario. Doo-doo, boop, ba-doop, boop. Whenever it comes to these kind of subjects, it's always a good idea to just kind of explore, you know? That's a problem these days. People don't want to explore. They just have strong feelings. I love exploring ideas. That's definitely a part of who I am. I like exploring. I like debate. Not in a nasty way, but in a fun way, you know? Sort of like a challenge my ideas way. All right. So once again, the queue is empty. That gives us plenty of time to work on things like pricing up new slabs. Okay, and we have plenty of slabs to price. Who, me, super voted for Kamala. Red flag, you voted Kamala. Corn rules like half the country did, man. Let's say, so Trump got the majority vote, right? But it's probably like 48% to 52 or 49 to 51. So, you know, look to your left and look to your right. One of those guys voted Kamala. So, you know, don't overdo it, man. Just relax. It's all right. Brandon's Blade, you don't have to be a pharmacist to manage a dispensary. It was proposed for HB 116. Use emojis. What's the difference? We are. All right. Here's Skyla. Oh, Skyla. Very nice. Skyla 8. Kamala is horrific. She was definitely not, I don't know. She was not as popular in my opinion. In fact, I think a lot of the people who did vote for her didn't vote for her because they absolutely loved her. They voted for her because they were scared of the other side. You know, the possibility of the other guy winning. Okay, let's see. Yeah, she was definitely something. You think you fell out of a coconut tree? Like, who says that, dude? The fuck? It's crazy as hell, dude. All right. So this is $64. Wow, even as an 8. It was a Republican and my wife. If I was a Republican and my wife was Democrat, she wanted me to vote Democrat, I would. Law, my little vote don't make no difference. No, bro. You got to put her in her place. There we go. Head of the household. You say, we'll vote both for Trump or no more cock for you. Just like that. You have to use that exact word, okay? All right, there we go. What am I saying, dude? I'm just being ridiculous. Here's Blastoise Perfect. I think I know the next break. So the next break, probably going to be double Blastoise. Oh, yeah. Blastoise Red and Blastoise Green, both colors. How impressive. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Red and green, everybody. Did you see my Discord message regarding the Ekans? Let's take a quick look. Can I trade the Sandstorm Reverse Holo Ekans for store credit? Yes. Although, before we can do that, there has to be a discussion on the store credit. One of the problems I have, I don't even remember how much I put them in there for, but I have to be able to buy them back at a price that's still profitable, right? So we'll have to negotiate a price on the Ekans, okay? That's what happens at that point. Branson, I took 4-month course with Baylor. I was only 19. Nice. I already read that. 4 months. Okay. There we go. Jeffrey, you gonna let your wife box you around like that? You gotta let her know who wears the cargo shorts in this relationship. This is gonna say Poker Blastoise. Mm-hmm. All right. How about the price or the volume here? I'm just messing with you guys. So, all right, I think we have a price. Make the bread. She pays everything. I'm king of the castle. She does all the moving. Your wife pays for everything? Is that actually, or is that just in the fantasy? In the fantasy, she pays for everything. There we go. She gonna pay for her new boyfriend too? Honey, here's my new boyfriend. Oh, very good choice. Wow, he's so handsome. I know here who bought the Bass Pro fishing hat in this household. Excuse me. I think that's a fantasy increasingly for some men, like sort of like the woman who could be the provider. But I feel like those women who get out there in the workplace are not super excited to pick out like a dude who's just sort of like bumming off of her. Like you might find some women like that. I think those women often have internal problems, you know, like if you get a real healthy, competitive woman and she's out there earning a lot of money, she is not super interested in, having, you know, stay-at-home guy who doesn't do much. Hey, I watch the kids. It's like, well, we could get a maid to do that or something, or send the kids to daycare. She wants you to be like her. I'll be right back. I can't wait to pay for my husband's Legos. That is not very sexy in my opinion. But there's, you know, there's someone for everyone, right? So maybe that does exist. I just think it's probably pretty rare. Or it doesn't last, one or the other. These are just guesses. I don't have any data. All right. Very nice. What do you guys think on that? Ooh. Okay. Very good. Ooh. Wow. Those look so good in those PSA sleeves. Look how nice that looks. Crazy. Okay. Hella good, bro. So the next poker break will be a dual Blastoise break. Smoke week every hour corn rolls. What? Just here for the cards, mister, says Io. You want some cards, man? I got some cards for you, bro. All right, so there's no special pricing on this. I'm not overpricing them at all. They're just going off. So it'll be a black label break. That's good. It's basically going to be, should it be 1 in 20 or should it be 2 in 20, you think? I think it should be 1 in 20. Real high stakes. So in this break, it's a very high stakes break. Only one person wins. This Blastoise and the other Blastoise. You get both green and red deck. Just one person getting pulled here. You got to get lucky. What should the symbol be for the poker? Should we do a poker symbol? Jesus Christ. Mister, the only buy now listing I see for the PSA 9 version. Oh, for the sneaky snake. Yes, we are. Well, you can make me an offer if you'd like, and I'll consider that offer if you're you know, wanting to get it jump started. What was I doing here? Oh, I was going to look up what poker images. Give me a minute here. Okay, so we're gonna say poker symbols. Let's have it be the diamond. I feel like it would look better if I just actually... Ooh, it would be cool if I could write all the poker symbols. Maybe if I could do both the... Well, of course, he's a 4 of hearts. Let's do a heart. How about that? That makes sense. All right, that actually is really smart. I like that. So that's the new poker break. It's a tough one with 2 very valuable cards in it. Blastoise, double Blastoise. Wow, super cool. That's a $400 card. All right. So, wow, didn't know they did that with 2 back-to-back. Did that with 2. What do you mean? You talking about the Blastoises? There's Pokemon deck red and Pokemon deck green. And so you'd be done. You'd have both of them. Super cool. There are no orders in the queue. It is a Wednesday night. We have a lot of breaks on the menu, which people have been going deep on the breaks. Of course, we also have a lot of booster packs. Take a look into the description to see what kind of booster packs you might be interested in opening. I know we need the Surging Sparks SAR Pikachu. That has never been pulled on this channel, and he's just a real toughie. But if you happen to pull him, you're going to be the first one to get a clip of the SAR Pikachu getting pulled. Did you know that there are studies coming out that are proving that people who smoke high THC and concentrate solely are inducing mood issues? In other words, if you overdo some kind of brain drug, it causes brain problems. Is that what you're saying? I mean, how could that not be the case? You know what I'm saying? There we go. It's like if maybe Xanax is good because it helps you with anxiety, right? Well, what if you just did a ton of Xanax all day long? It's like, well, you might develop problems later. Here we go. There we go. What if you smoke 6 packs of cigarettes a day? Well, you might have side effects from smoking 6 packs of cigarettes for nicotine. So yeah, I mean, any drug, you just can't do that. You just can't consume tons and tons of it. All right, so this is Whalmer from Sandstorm. Nice. I bet you there's not even one for sale. Oh, there is. He is $62. I'll make mine 60, okay? Non-stop Viagra? Yeah, non-stop Viagra. What breaks are going on right now? So many breaks. How's it going, Sarah? So many breaks. Okay, here's our Wilmer. So nice. Let's talk about the breaks, shall we? We just started up this new poker break. The last one finished. I don't like this. I don't think it looks good. Take that off. Let's just call it poker. It's the chronic usage of concentrated amounts of THC that is the issue. Well, yes. Well, the fact that they concentrate it shows you the motivation for doing a drug like marijuana is the same motivation for any drug. You're trying to get dopamine. You're trying to hit dopamine. And so the concentrations allow you to do higher and higher levels of it and get higher and higher, I suppose, until at some point it's no longer healthy for your brain. And so that's probably what they're discovering. Poker. All right, so poker break. Blastoise and Blastoise. Green deck, red deck. You're all done. 1 in 20 is expensive. The Blastoise is a $400 card. He's real expensive. But it's a huge pull. One person gets both cards. So that's cool. Flower, even people who consume concentrates in conjunction with flower experience no negative side effects. What drug of your choice would it be if you had any drug? If it was an illegal drug, I suspect probably like cocaine, because it's like an upper or something, right? Like it makes you concentrate and work harder. I like that idea. Here we go. Gengar Mimikyu, he's a break. This is still running. There's a total of 5 people in there now. Ooh, we need to update this so that it's actually sexy. Here's the Halo break. New Star Wars break. It's got Queen Amidala and Sebulba. Ooh, it's not very expensive either. It's a 2 and 7 break. One person is in there. I just didn't write it down yet. The new Mega break. The Pokeball break. Is this enough breaks? The female break. Umbreon. One Piece of Mario. So Mario's a new one. Isn't that cute? That's 1989 Cardos Mario. How cute. Wow. That's a lot of breaks. We also have some new booster pack breaks. Oh, we have a new Final Fantasy break. Cloud. Check it out. Here we go. Booster pack break. Okay. Hopefully next month the PSA return will be back. Subscribed easily. Oh, thanks, man. Wow, man's jumped right to the cocaine. Yeah, well, I mean, that's it. I think when he said drug, he meant like illegal drugs, right? That's why I assumed he meant. If you meant legal drugs, the only legal drug I do is coffee, probably. You know, it's you know, caffeine. That's it. It's the only thing I'm interested in. I don't drink. I don't smoke. But I don't judge you if you do. I get it. I get it. You gotta have some vices in life. You know what I mean? You have something you're enjoying. So you might be enjoying a cookie or going out to eat, or maybe you're having a drink with some friends in the backyard. I get it. You just got to try and limit how much you do because it's notably not that healthy. Is 200 too much on the trade-in for the Ekans slab? I'm trying to remember. How many spots were in that break again? It was like 14 or 16 or something like that. 200 might be too much. I loved your take and I agree. Let's see. I think I might have to try and sell it for 200. I'm not sure. Okay, let me hit refresh on this. Whoa, a big order from Anthony Kalura. 8 boxes, Korean Eevee Heroes. I only want the full arts, alt arts, rainbows, and golds. You can donate holos, basic Vs, and VMAXs. Damn, bro. Let's go get you a Mumbreon. Hell yeah. How many again? 8? He said 8. Oh my god. Eight boxes it is. Yay! A pepper crepe? Yeah. That's from Austin Powers. I can see there's no pleasing you, Austin Powers. You have very tight pants. I can't really do the voice because I have this illness, but I used to be able to do that voice a little better. I can see you are tight like a tiger. Ready? Bong in the butts. No? Ah, man. Makes me sad that so much time has passed and those actors are so old. Oh, well. How it is. Crepes are awesome. I had crepes one time when I was a kid. And I never had them again. I should buy some and make my wife something special. Like cream and strawberries. And chocolate pudding. Rolled up in a crepe. Okay, let's see. Does 180 sound good? I will need some time to think about it, Mr. Brandon. I'll definitely need time to think about it, okay? There we go. I don't think I'll be able to price that one live, unfortunately. Here we are. Don't forget about the Final Fantasy Marvel Magic the Gathering cards. Mr. Jeffries, when are those coming out? I think I did forget about them to a certain degree. Right. Here we are. Here we are. All right. Austin Power 4 in the works. Toss this over here. All right, ready? So he said he doesn't want a lot of this stuff. Anthony, remember when Jennifer Yap opened a whole case of these bad boys? Rip Mini-Me. Yeah, he passed away. He was in another movie, Jingle All the Way. I saw that just the other day with my in-laws. Dude, my in-laws definitely made me ill. I hadn't been out of the house in like weeks. And then all of a sudden I'm sick after they came over for Thanksgiving. They definitely gave me a sickness. There you are. Sucks. Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving flu. Thanks, stepmom and stepdad. Just wondering if the queue is long. In a certain way it is. There's only one. Ooh, already off to a great start. So in a certain way it is. Because Anthony bought 8 boxes of this. So that'll take a while. Other than that, the line's super short. Here we are. All right. There's certainly enough time for me to service this order and get whatever else you want me to open. Okay. Here's Jolteon. Espeon. Cold. Florges. And cold. Am I in the line right now? Because I ordered in the daytime. Oh, we took care of that, though, I think. What was it that you ordered again? I'm trying to remember. Jen, we opened something for you. What did we open for Jen? Toss this over here. I swear, we did get a Jen order. I can't remember what it was, though. Didn't we do a gen order? Toss it over there. So there we go. Ooh. My music paused. This is terrible music. Oh, well, I'll just leave it alone. I would like to slab away a Neo 4 Dark Scissor if you have any available. I'm afraid I don't have any of those available. Good start. Yeah, that was a good start. That was box number 1. Box number 2. Wow, look at that. Ouch. Here, let me go get some top load. Well, I'll tell you what, instead of top loaders, I'm gonna get these right here. I like these better than top loaders. Spot a few break spots. Nice. Like a spot in the poker break, right? I think I remember this. Was that the poker break went off? I can't remember if you grabbed something. I think it was Alicia, Brandon, and Anthony. So I think you might have missed on that one. There we go. How about that, huh? So nice. Now he can kind of be jostled around and it won't matter. Because he had a sleeve. I'd like to cut the line, Law, but thanks for the badge. Okay. All right. And a Crystal Guardian spot. Yeah, that's right. Here we are, Genyap. All right, you're definitely in there. That's an exciting one, the Crystal Guardians. It's funny that it's cheaper than Dusclops. Sandstorm, I should say. Because the Sandstorm doesn't have as good of hits as Crystal Guardian. So we should have just been opening Crystal Guardian. But you did all right on that last Crystal Guardian break. You pulled that nice Steelix. He's a cool card, man. Okay. This will be box number 2. Oops. I've had Shake Senora in my head last few days. I don't know why. I don't know that one. Shake Senora, like Spicy Mamacita. All right, what do we got? Looks like this half of the box is probably cold. Scooby Booby Buns. Move your body all the time. Immigrant build, they don't take away. Even all the drugs that come over our border. They come because Americans can't stop doing them. That was sort of the... So, Super Dan, let's try and make up a fake scenario where maybe that's not true, right? Play some abstraction games with me. Suppose you're a school kid and a guy in a trench coat walks up to you and says, "Hey kids, would you like to do drugs?" Who's at fault if the kid does drugs? The guy providing the drugs or the kids? Sort of like a chicken versus the egg question, right? Wouldn't you say that that's a bit more of a chicken, what came first, the chicken or the egg kind of question? Here we are. I hate this, mister, but okay, it's the kid's fault for doing the drugs. Right, like that would be a really bad take. Like nobody would respect your argument if you said that. That's why I created the fake scenario, was to sort of show there could be a scenario where someone's a victim of being exposed to the drugs by a drug dealer who's looking to make profits off of people who can't control themselves so easily around a consumable that's designed specifically to circumvent your willpower. That's the whole point of it. So maybe one of the steps you can take, oh, that was a cold box. Maybe one step you can take is to ban those items so that your population isn't exposed to them. Do you remember the Chinese opium wars? I almost said copium. Remember the Chinese opium wars? That was where the Chinese were being sold a lot of drugs in order to just profit off of them, and China actually had to stop that. Would you say that it was the Chinese fault, what was going on in that scenario as well? Hey, Mister, I sent for one Hidden Legends pack. Oh, yeah. That sounds really cool. All right. This is going to be one cold box. Damn. We got 8 boxes of this to bust through for Anthony Kalura, so we're going to keep busting. I do remember the Copium Wars. Many frogs were lost. Yes, I was there. Here we go. I think it's unfair to say the only person who is at fault are the people who do the drugs. When there's so much money to be made selling the drugs, you have to argue that probably that person has an incentive to push it on people as well. Wouldn't you say that that's probably true? That would be reasonable to assume. Here we go. Like, hey, you should try this because it makes me a lot of money if you get hooked on it. All right, ready? All right. BTC hit 6 figures. That's right. There we go. The guy in the trench coat won't show up if people aren't doing them. Well, that's what I'm disagreeing with. The guy in the trench coat knows how addictive the substance is. I think he goes around telling people they should try it because he's looking to make a profit. Wouldn't you agree that that guy would be looking to make profits? And that he doesn't, it's not like somebody grabbed him by the arm and said, you better go get me drugs right now. Oh, I didn't want to, but you dragged me around, so I guess I will. No, he came to them because he's looking to sell. He's a merchant. He came to them first. Nobody ran over to him, grabbed him by the arm and said, you better sell me drugs. He said, I've got drugs. All right, let's go ahead. And besides that, they can both be in trouble to try and stop the flow of the drugs, right? Both the seller and the buyer. All right. The guy in the trench coat wouldn't make any money that way. Huh? There has to be a demand to supply. Just because someone didn't twist his arm doesn't change that. That's why I'm saying again, so you can create demand for your product if your product's highly addictive by its chemical nature. Like that's the whole point of the chemical. The chemical is addiction. That's what he's selling. He's selling addiction. And then if you push it onto somebody, you got to try this, bro. Then you've got a lifelong customer buying your stuff, right? So you've never been to like a grocery store where the wine tasting companies are pushing their alcohol. You've never seen stuff like that. You think it's strictly only one side. You would say not even 1% is caused by the motivations and the hard work of the trench coat guy to get people to try it. You think he contributes 0, would you say? Because if you would say it's not 0, and that you have to agree that the trench coat guy does a little bit of it, you'd have to say how much, what percentage? 10 to 9 or 10 to 90? Here we go. Could you read my most recent message? Why, yes, I can. Give me a moment. He says... Oh, wait, maybe you meant on the screen. Hold on. 142 for the Ekans. I would do 142 for the Ekans. Give me a second. Let's go grab them. All right, here it is, the Ekans, and I'll put them in a new sleeve. All right, so 142. Very good. All right, look at that. And we'll set this over here. And now you need $142. I think that most people listening to the two arguments would probably agree that you're just trying to not have to go back on your position, that the drug dealers themselves do have an incentive to push the drugs and do play a role in getting people hooked on them, whether it be drug dealers in the streets or a more global drug dealing system. They do have a massive multi-billion-dollar profit incentive to push the drugs. And you're just being unreasonable because it would look bad to backtrack on that. All right, 180. It would make your argument not look very good. Here we go. And also, if you had to agree that the drug producers and the drug dealers are also to blame for the drug addiction, then we would be allowed to do something about it. We'd be like, oh, we can go after them now because they're also part of the problem. You can say people having an addiction to drugs is a problem all its own. Okay, here's this. This goes over here. Ta-da! You know what? Lower taper fade. Okay. That's quite an assumption. You think I'm that devious? I'm not saying devious. I'm just saying that I think that your argument's less reasonable than mine. That's what I'm saying. I think your argument's less reasonable. I think it's very reasonable to assume that if there's a thing you've known for a long time, because it's not like the only thing they've ever sold was, let's say, fentanyl, right? So the drug dealers have been selling drugs like black tar, heroin, and all the other crazy garbage for a long, long time. They've been doing it for as long as I've been alive. And so if you're telling me that those guys have no incentive to push those drugs through their distribution systems, no incentives to go up to their local drug dealer and say, all right, I'm the cartel. Here's your load of drugs. I've included this fentanyl one over here. Give that to your customer for free, and then let us know how much he wants. If you're telling me that doesn't exist, you're either, in my opinion, very naive about it, or just don't want to admit I'm probably right. So those are my thoughts on it. But I don't think you're naive, right? But I can understand when it comes to debate, it's not fun to have to maybe like change positions. But that's, it's all about, especially if there's people listening, it's all about being reasonable, in my opinion. So it's like, I think that's probably the most reasonable position. You could blame that there's people demanding it, but I think you also have to assume there's people pushing it. So there's two people guilty. There we go. Let me hit this. Boop. Let's see. I don't work like that. I don't know how else to put it. I'm not worried about backtracking because it's what I believe. My kids won't say yes to trench coat dude. Oh, you're assuming your kids wouldn't say yes to your trench coat dude, by the way. So everyone assumes the best about their family and their friends and their coworkers and their children. But obviously, if your children won't do it, no one would be doing drugs. But somebody's getting hooked on it. If you found out your kids was friends with the trench coat guy, you might be a little mad that the trench coat guy ever reached out to your children. You'd be furious, probably. You'd be having very different feelings about whose fault it is. You should be like, hey, you should have never talked to my kids. You could get lost, or sent to jail or something. You see what I'm saying? So it's like with your children, you wouldn't want them even to contact the trench coat guy. Why is that? Well, it's because he has a motivation to get those drugs sold so that he can profit. All right. Ooh, Leafeon. Here's Kangaskhan. Here's Leafy Blonde. It does have a drug problem, but blaming the users doesn't solve the issue. Yeah, well, and that's a more practical thought as well. So let's say there's zero incentive from the drug pushers to push the drug, and that is strictly just people pulling them over. You have to produce drugs for us. You have to sell them to us, right? And that's it. Even if that were true, one way to shut it down is to shut down the producers. So from a practical point of view, it's still a great idea to go after them. No more producing. Sort of like cutting your kids off from the cookie jar. Yeah, obviously they want cookies. You're not going to let them have them. 2 trench coats don't make a white. No, mister, because what am I going to do? Go hunt the trench coat dude down? I would go to jail for that. I need to discipline my child, the one thing I can control. So if we're talking in... oh, wow, that was a second cold box. Oh, that sucks, dude. Okay, hopefully the rest are hot. So if we're talking in abstractions, you can 100% hunt the trench coat guy down. That's where the government designates the trench coat guy a terrorist, and we use our military to go after them, which is actually what I think I've heard that proposed by people within Donald Trump's group. They want to designate the people who sell fentanyl as terrorists and actually go hunt them down and destroy them. And I don't think it's such a bad idea. I mean, even just saying that might reduce the amount of fentanyl just because it scares them that it might actually happen. But about 120,000 Americans die per year. 120 per year died of fentanyl overdose. And so they make that sort of like comparison. The drug cartels producing fentanyl versus actual terrorist attacks. It's like night and day. All the deaths are coming from the actual cartel, not from, local terrorist attacks. So that's the greater problem presented in front of us. And the problem with relying on countries south of us to stop it, they have no incentive to stop it. They actually generate billions of dollars of income from it for their country. It's a GDP growth product. But also, if they reject it, if they fight it, they might get killed, right? So the politicians out there, if they want to get all noble about it, they might have a target on their back. So they don't have a huge incentive to fight it too hard. There we go, because it's making their country money. And if you just stay out of the way, you don't get murdered. And your family and your friends don't get murdered. There we go. Are you able to speak tangibly and not abstract? I could abstract, argue anything. Well, I don't know what if you're against some particular thing that I've said, but I think a lot of what I said makes, I don't know, sense. Here we go. Guess what? Abstract, I would hunt down the trench coat guy and still discipline my child. Well, so then we're in agreement. So what I said was that both the person doing the drug and the trench coat guy can get cracked down on. That's my perspective, right? So we don't put 100% of blame on the child. In my perspective, the trench coat guy is also guilty for approaching the children. And so he should stay away from the kids. So that's my perspective on the cartel, right? The drug cartels, the drug pushers. They have a huge multi-million, multi-billion incentive to sell the drugs. I don't actually believe that the strictest problem is coming from the demanders of the supply. I think it's also coming from the people who want to make a lot of money selling it. So they push it. And so you can create rehabilitation centers for people who are struggling with addiction and try your best to help them and get them on their feet. And then you can tell the producers and the pushers they got to get lost. If they don't get lost, we got to remove them. See what I'm saying? So both strategies. And I think that'll probably work best. Blame the users. Cool. Just keep sending them to rehab. That literally will solve nothing because you're not trying to stop the source of the heavy drugs they're hooked on. Right. They come out of rehab. The guy in the trench coat's still there. He's like, hey, welcome back. Here's the drugs. Hey, remember those good old times? All right. All right. Come on. We need to pull Moonbryon. We're having this spirited conversation about the drug epidemic in America, which is probably worse than I've ever seen it in my whole life because of a particular drug, fentanyl, which is killing 120,000 people in America per year. That number might be up or down slightly. 100,000 people dead, young and old. Some of it totally by accident because it's so easy to overdose on it. Here's some really tragic stories. Like kids they were trying to do a much lighter drug. They didn't know it was laced with fentanyl. And now they're dead. Whole lives ruined, families ruined. Also, someone else can make profit selling fentanyl. They go, hey, sell this stuff. Gotta get some money. I'm not here to defend that guy trying to make some money on fentanyl. Is this another cold box? Wow, dude. That is 3 cold boxes in a row. Hopefully no more of those. Damn, dude. Maybe these boxes are harder than I remember. We got 1 Leafy On alternative art and 3 cold boxes. Dang, dude. Let's grab this. People in robes are scarier for children. Like the priests. Hey, children. Want to praise God, children? Hey, kids. Want to praise a little God? Hey, children. You want to praise Jesus with me? Oh, my God, dude. I'm imagining like a Catholic priest in a trench coat, and he opens up the trench coat, and he's got like crucifixes in his trench coat. Hey, kids, want to worship Jesus? All right, ready? I can't believe I bought a fossil pack on your box break. You bought a fossil pack on your box break. Oh, you're buying a whole fossil spot. That would be awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, when that fills up, and we run that break, there's usually like 300 to 400 people watching. It's a great time. And you might pull PSA 10 Dragonite First Edition, PSA 10 First Edition Gengar, or you might not. You might get unlucky. We never know until the box is done opening. But the chance is there, and that's what makes it so exciting and so expensive. All right, here we go. Just supporting. Ah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Okay. I knew about 12 people I was friended with at some point in life are gone from the horrible drug. You're not kidding? You know up to 12 people who have passed from that drug? Ooh, there we go. Jolteon right away in the next box. Okay. 12 people. Wow. Here we are. Okay. Here's Raichu. Off and on rehab. Didn't save any of those people. Yeah. Exactly. Like if your kid's hooked on cookies, you can try to teach the kid discipline, but the whole idea of the cookie is that it circumvents discipline. That's what defines it as a cookie. More abstractions. But okay, so let's just swap the word cookies with drugs. The whole idea of a drug is it's so powerful, so addictive, so delicious, so pleasure-giving that you get hooked on it and you want to do it all the time. And you lose yourself. You lose your sense of self-control. You lose your identity. Scary, right? Like, this is who I am now. I don't want to be the person I was before. I just want to do this all day. I don't care how it makes me look. So you lose your identity and your self-control. And it was all because of a little packet of chemicals that a for-profit merchant wants to sell you very badly. Now, that's actually all fine and good for cookies, I guess. But there's stuff way more powerful than cookies, like fentanyl. It's so powerful, you know, it's so damaging, so deadly. There we go. Okay. So something's got to be done. All right. I feel like that was oh no, wait, that one had the Jolteon in it. Jolteon it is. It's the fossil sublist, $40 for 1 in 11 odds. Looks like the fossil sublist is 1 in 13. It's actually better than the jungle. The jungle was 1 in 16. Silver's more powerful than... Yeah, that's right. And you know what? Silver's way better, dude. Silver doesn't hurt you, and it's a precious metal that tends to go up in value and hold value. So if you're having fun collecting silver, then good for you. That's a great thing to be addicted to, is buying investable assets. That's not too bad of an addiction on the list of possible things to be addicted to. Here we go. All right. How does someone take accountability for such an addictive substance? I see y'all's argument, but it's not impossible. Rehab sucks. People isolate themselves from temptations. All right, ready? Next box. Oops. Dang, man. We're busting through these. It says here you got this one and 2 more after. Okay. I have a feeling Mr. Not thinking of the same cookie I am. Oh, I might have had some cookies before we went live, man. That's why I was late. All right. Wait, what cookies are you thinking about? He says, silver's more powerful. Can I repurchase the Dread Dragon for $130 and buy 10 packs of Hidden Trials? 10 packs Hidden Trials. You most certainly could. Actually, maybe you could do me a favor. Would you be able to send me like a 1 penny message telling me to do that so I don't forget? Because I'll probably forget. We're still busting through Anthony Kalura. We're almost done with Anthony Kalura. All right. Must be nice getting cookies. I'm on the couch watching. Cookie Monster upset. Yeah. Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster in rehab for cookies. Yeah, right. That guy's toast. The only solution for helping Cookie Monster is to remove the cookies. Or accept that he's going to eat cookies to death. One or the other. Yo, we've got... Oh, there you go. Look at that. You got a couple cold boxes. Doesn't even matter. You got another good alt-art. Wow. Yeah, he got like 3 cold boxes in a row. Was it 3 or 4? I can't remember. All right, doesn't even matter. Your pull rate on the alt-arts is high. Look at that, guys. Wow, so cool. Okay, but imagine if that was Moonbreon. That'd be even better. Maybe you get a double hit in one of these. Okay, here's a holo. I wish I had my personal cookie. It's horrible to see someone lose their humanity over just chemicals. Right. And then when you let it sink in that the reason that these chemicals are so available, somebody out there is trying to get rich off of selling them. That makes me really upset. It's like an illegitimate business. Right? Like, you don't need to exist. You don't need to be doing that. All right, we got Lesion. But again, in this south of the border, our friends in Latin America, they have no interest in getting in the way of those because it's a net import of US dollars. But also, if you try to stop it, you just might be murdered for it. You might be gotten rid of because you're in the way. So what's their incentive for stopping it themselves? So it's a very tough situation. Here's Marshadow. I'll be like, you guys do whatever you're going to do. I'm just the governor over here. I don't say nothing. There we go. What's the name of this pack? This is called EV Heroes, Korean. I think it's $75 a box. Very popular. All right. Tamilo. Toss this away. Ta-da. Okay. And here are these. Flip that around. Ta-da. You know who we really need to crack down on? The Canadians. Oh, Canada. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I'm all tired of their maple syrup, damn it. The fact that that's a big export for them makes me like the Canadians. I love maple syrup. Like, if you're famous for maple syrup, that's a nice thing to be famous for. Oh, Canada. Poor Canadians, though. The housing market over there, I hear, is outrageous. How are you supposed to be a young person buying a first-time home if they're all $1 million? All right. Ready? How many of these did he buy? Jesus, he bought 8 of them. I heard you can get maple syrup, flavored maple syrup. Oh, man. I think they're about to have elections too, aren't they? All right, step in this. Okay. You can't convince me that Justin Trudeau is not Fidel Castro's illegitimate child. You guys heard of that? That is a conspiracy that I might actually believe. I don't believe in a lot of conspiracies. I'm actually very tough when it comes to conspiracies. But I've seen the side-by-side pictures. And I've seen the pictures of Fidel Castro with Trudeau's mother's arm on him. And I've seen pictures of his father, who he looks nothing like, but he looks exactly like Fidel Castro. He looks like the spitting image of Fidel Castro. Like, it's not even close. I think so, too. It's got to be, right? How can he look exactly like Fidel Castro and nothing like his supposed biological father? And then what's up with her? She's just got, like, her arm on the dude. Like, this guy's definitely been banging you. You don't do that. They're standing together like a happy married couple. Holy cow, dude. Here we are. Ain't no way. I say get the DNA test ASAP. Woo! All right. You know what? I wasn't even fast enough with it to do the Umbreon trick. You guys know the Umbreon trick, right? So the Umbreon trick is where you kind of have them in the pack still, right? And you go, oh, guys, I'll be right back, guys. And then you say, oh, you're going to love this pack, man. You're going to love this. Okay, so you pulled, Leafeon. All right, Leafeon. All right, that's the Umbreon trick. That's the, what's the name of that platform where they do that crap all the time? Shoot, I can't remember the name of it. They're always advertising it. Look at that, man. You just did very, very well. Sending to Rattle Now. I called it. Yeah. Whatnot. That's the name of it, right? Whatnot. Wow. Anthony Kalura, your luck on this channel is very high. You don't know how hard this is to pull. I don't talk about the odds very often, but he does not even pull once per every other case. He seems to pull once every couple of cases. So your odds to pull this are super low. Congratulations, dude. That's going to be one of your best memories, in my opinion. And that card's still going up and up and up in price. Unbelievable. You should let me send it to PSA for you. We'll see what it grades when it comes back. 1300 PSA 10, and that's the Korean one, right? Or it's I don't think the Korean one is that much, is it? Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump and his wonderful dog Bulger. What? Damn, clip it. Please do. So we'll send that one off to PSA. And we will get a clip from Mike's side. Wow, dude, super cool. We got a great clip now, guys. And it was looking kind of tough for you at the start, wasn't it? You know, you pulled that first Leafeon, right? But he's not actually, honestly, one of the more expensive alternative arts. So when you got like 3 cold boxes in a row afterwards, I was kind of feeling bad. Like, oh, man, maybe this guy needs like a backup pull or something. But then, you know, then you pull the Sylveon. I'm like, all right, actually, that's not bad. The Sylveon's all that really matters. Now you get the Umbreon too. You actually have like an incredibly hot round. This is a very high luck. What made you want to buy 8 of them tonight? 8 was apparently the magic number. You know there's only 1 box left, right? Wow. That is just crazy. Okay. All right. Whew. That is some spicy mamacitas. I might need new boxers if I pull 2. Well, the best thing you could do now, because I don't think you would pull 2, but the best thing you could do now is pull the Sylveon VMAX as well, or maybe the Umbreon V alternative art. Oh my god, that looks so good. Can you explain how to buy some boxes from you, please? What's up, Mr. Ben? Yeah, so opening packs here is very, very simple. There's no email, there's no sign up or anything like that. You head over to our description of the live stream. There at the top, you'll see PayPal, ZELLE, CASHAPP, crypto. You just send me money for what you want. Beneath that, you'll see what's for sale and what the price is. You can also see prices up here on the slabs. That's it. And when you send money, you can often send a message with that money. So just tell me what you bought. I get an email, and I go through the list of emails. That's how it works. Also, with shipping, you separately pay for shipping when you want to ship. Like, so see this guy, Kevin Vu? His bag's been over here for a while. He didn't feel like shipping. So he'll ship when he wants. You can do that for up to a year. So you can keep your cards over here for about 1 year. But I wouldn't wait a whole year. That's too long. But, you know, like a month, you can do that if you want. Anthony Kalura, he just shipped, and I think he had his stuff over here for like a couple months. And now he's opening up some more cards. I think I'm going to take my victory and go straight to bed. Hell yeah, dude. That's so crazy. All right. All right. Very nice. Let's get this in the front a little bit. Okay, let's keep snipping. That's his last box. And now, after this, we will be able to service all the other orders. I knew this was going to take a while. That's why I was kind of warning Jen. I'm like, well, it's a short line, but we got 8 boxes of EV Heroes to open, so actually it's kind of a long wait time. How much per box was this? $75 per box. You can open some as well. The good news is this was right at the end of the current case, so we are going to crack open a new case. We are. And snip this as well. And a new case could have anything in it. Could have, maybe if you're really lucky, it just actually does have another Umbreon in it. I'm going to bed. Can you just write me down when you see my thing? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. We'll get you written down for the fossil break. And what name are we going with, Mr. Scuffa? Cold? Is it just Scuffa, maybe? PokeChloe with the binder full of Moonbreon or King Gary's Charizards. PokeChloe. Oh, and another Jolteon. All right, so unless this is a double hit box, you're going to have 2 Jolteons. Joshua, a.k.a. Scuffed. Either is fine. So we'll probably use Scuffa then. Because Joshua's too... there's too many Joshuas. Here's a holo. Cold. Ta-da. Here's a holo. Oops. Oh. Are you still here, Mr. LaFlame? I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean for this to take so long. He's got a really cool opening. Hidden Legends, everybody. Okay, here's a holo. Oh. Flavion. Sylveon. Mumbreon. I'm not Brandon, but I'm a Chris. Night, Mr. Feel Better. Thanks, man. It's calm in it. Yeah, so Mr. LaFlame, I was still trying to decide. Ooh, it was a double hitbox. I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy more Bitcoin because Bitcoin was going up. And in hindsight, I could have. I just could have bought more because it did so well. But I decided, you know, I should buy a company that all it does is like sell and trade crypto. So I realized maybe I just give my money to someone else who's good at timing the market or something. I don't know. So that's why I bought some MicroStrategy. Do you think that's stupid? Or do you think I should have just bought the crypto? I'm actually way up on that stock. I just bought it like this week and before the jump. Oh, my ear hurts, man. All right. Doesn't Chloe have a husband? Does she? I don't know. All right. Okay. Doge going to pop off now that it's an entire government entity, right? Maybe it's already peaked. Maybe Doge has already peaked because that news is old now. Here we are. Ooh. Okay. I was going to say Anthony Kalura. Anthony Kalura. So, Mr. Anthony, it's, what is it now? $45 to send off to PSA. Plus, that card will probably end up getting upcharged no matter what. This card right here. So, we'll find out about that when it comes back, okay? And let me place this. You probably... Oh, right. We shipped your Cool Kids bag. I think it's fine. I'd rather just buy the coin and other coins. There you go, Mr. Anthony. So, I'll set that over there. Okay, I got my tea. Let me have a sip of my tea. Yuck. It's ice cold now. It's like drinking toothpaste. How much are the Hidden Legends packs? I sent 40 for shipping. That's where the description says. My bad. 40 for shipping. All right. Here's this. Oh, you've got this bag that didn't ship out, Mr. Anthony. What was in it? You had some additional cards in this bag. Your other stuff has been shipped, by the way, Mr. Anthony. So that is on the way. The mailman picked it up. Keep an eye on your tracking numbers. What kind of teas? It's a simple green tea. I was reading green tea was real healthy, so I'm trying to drink some. Okay, there it is. Joshua Collings. So I actually get his real name. That's all we need. We just need his name. I thought he was paying with crypto for some reason. That's spot number 6 accounted for in our fossil booster box break. So we are done with the first 6 spots. Pretty cool. Not bad. Is it normal for USPS tracking number to not update since 11/12/29? What, for like your item, like an item I shipped to you? Keep an eye on it because sometimes they don't manage to scan the tracking numbers. Okay, so on the PayPal side, we have Tammy Lowe, but that was 14 minutes ago. So let me go ahead and check this. This one says $400. That'll be the Hidden Legends pack. Let's go get it. He waited a half hour for that one. So, Hidden Legends. Where'd the box go? Here it is. How fun is this? I tried to drink matcha. Oh. No, an item I bought on eBay. Oh, yeah. That is normal. I've had that happen many times. Okay. How nice is this, huh? Oh, yeah. That's our fresh box of Hidden Legends. Remember, we were going to do a box break on this, but I realized it's an EX set with good reverse hollows. We can just let people open it instantly. All right. Night, bud. Thank you. Feel better. I don't know how I'm going to explain that one to the wife. What, the fossil break? It makes a lot of sense to me. All right, you ready? Ta-da! Oh, before we start, let me go ahead and get a timestamp from Mike's side for that Umbreon pull. Mike's side's going to be happy for this. There has not been enough content because we haven't been getting super lucky pulls. Okay. Now somebody just needs to pull it out of the English packs. Ooh. Who was this for? Anthony Kalura. And this occurred on, let's see, 1 hour, 55 minutes. Okay. And then after that, we're going to also say La Flame. Hidden Legends booster. And this occurred also at 155. All right. How nice. Your accountant must literally hate you. Well, I mentioned this before. The accountant gets paid $700 a month to keep track of all these small transactions. And it's a lot of money. So when you talk about the pricing of everything, it has to include the price of an accountant and the price of the employees who help do it all, and the cost of the supply itself. And there has to be money to pay the taxes to the government, and then enough money to want to do it all day long. So I have to get paid something too. All right, here goes. So yes, there is a premium on the packs on this channel. That's what you'll find with almost all rip and ships. They mostly all do it the same way. Oh yeah. Look at that Jigglypuff. So cute. Okay. No bounty on Moonbryon? He did get the bounty. He got the other language bounty. I'm going to give that to him. All right. I didn't even think about that. Forgot about it. So like a new thing. Rollout and Sleepy Song. How nice is that? Tentacool. Ooh. Very nice. Clam Pearl. Yeah. Phoebos. Ooh. Zubat. Ooh. Oh, wow. That's the reverse holo, everyone. Check out the reverse holo. Isn't that crazy? That's what makes these EX era sets so special. Very cool. All right. So I think after this, we are determining if it's a heavy pack or a light pack. Oh, it feels like it could be a holo. No, it's Huntail non-holo. Okay. And Matang and Machoke. There you go. So I know you're going to be a little tempted to go a little bit deeper. Look at that Beldum. Ooh. Wow. Let me go ahead and sleeve this. This music's playing. There's Matang. Because if you've been watching, only a couple light packs have come out of the box. I don't think any heavy packs have come out. Here's Zubat. Here's Phoebos. Has a heavy pack come out? Please give LaFlame $10 credit for that Jigglypuff. Oh, nice. Is he selling that to you? That's pretty cool, man. Clam Pearl. Tentacool. And Jigglypuff. All right. That's all yours. Mr. Brandon, let's find your bag. You might be starting a new bag. All right, Mr. LaFlame, you've got $10 more. $1 top loader for the Jigglypuff. Excuse me. Did I not bring more top loaders in here? Ah, I'm stupid. All right, let me go get more top loaders. All right, I'm back. Yeah. So, grabbing these. And putting this over here. Okay. So that is Jigglypuff going to Mr. Brandon. LaFlame Crypto doing so well. There we go. This goes over here. Ta-da! All right, now let's start sleeving these up. So this will actually get a semi-rigid sleeve. Okay. And the red dragon coin. Oh, okay. The red dragon coin. $39 left. All right, there we go. Look at that. Ah. Okay, and I sleeved all these already. Nice. Very nice. And what did we do with you last, Mr. LaFlame? I actually don't remember. LaFlame. Did you get a new type of box, maybe? I feel like that's what we did last. You had a box over here, and I can see it's not there anymore. So the logical thing to do next is we would have given you probably more space. Or maybe I put your stuff away and I told myself to start him a new bag. Let's see. I'm looking for your stuff. I bet you what I did was I took your stuff and I put it in this giant case over here. Let me look. You've got a case and so does Jennifer. Oh, yep, I found your stuff. It's inside of the case. Still in the box, in fact. So what that means is we create a new bag for you. Okay. Johnson & Johnson stock is dropping. Free Diddy. Is it really? Here we are. Ooh. I changed my name to Remember Mr. Buy. Let's grab this. Ta-da! Okay. We'll start you out putting you into the L box, but that'll probably become your own box at one point. And now let's grab this. I know this is slow, but we try to do this all right, especially these really expensive packs. We don't want to rush it. Got them. Alex LaFlame. Check it out, Mr. LaFlame. You got a couple cards in here. Meganium, Ekans, Clam, Pearl. Wow. And now Beldum. Oh, yeah. Could you imagine if this had been Lugia? Man, that'd have been crazy. That'd have been a crazy night. Probably one of the best pulls on the channel if that had happened. All right. Let me have a sip here. Because it was just a random pack. Yeah, green tea has a slight soapy smell to it. Isn't that strange? Now, you wanted the coin. Here you go, Mr. Brandon. All right. Okay. Tossing that over there. Very nice. And we have to update your card. So you got $10, Mr. LaFlame. I think you said you had 39 left. Is that what you said? If you're buying both coins, I don't mind giving you that $10 off per coin again, right? So I don't mind doing that again. So what does that bring you back to? Maybe like 49 maybe? Okay. I voted for the peanut butter jelly banana character. Oh, thank you, Mr. I don't mind. That was the deal, right? 2 coins, 120 per coin. All right, cool. Some of this music is good. Some of the music's not so good. Okay. Mr. LaFlame, is it safe to say you want to do it 2 more times? Let's see. I sent for 2 more. We're going to take care of Mr. LaFlame's opening of 2 more packs. Let's get them all in a row. This will make it easier on Mr. Mike's side, too. All right. So we got 1, 2. Now let's go on one side. Let's do one side at a time. How about that? There we go. My policy. How should we empty the box? Left, right, or left, right, right. All right. Mostly good tunes. I've been dancing for hours. Oh my God. Ooh, baby. We gotta update this mic side note. Don't worry, Tammy, it'll be your turn. All right, here goes. Ooh. I dumped my collection. Super Dan. Now, you mentioned that. I think you said that you needed to put some money together. All right, you ready? Now I'm upset. I'm just kidding. There you go. All right, what do we got? So we got Duo. Ooh. Another Jigglypuff. Another Tentacool. Another Clamperl. Another Feebas. Wow, that's like exactly the same as last time. Oh my God, look at that Togepi. Wow. And, okay. Oh yeah, holographic Claydol. Beautiful. Okay, and then Loudred and Glalie. MicroStrategy is pretty sweet. I own a few shares as well. If their job is to like time the market and buy cryptos like smartly, I feel like I'm talking like an idiot smartly. Maybe I just let them do stuff with my money. But then it begs the question, why not just buy like a crypto ETF? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I guess it's a vote on the guy who's running MicroStrategy versus the ETF. Here's Clamperl. Okay, so that was a heavy pack. It wasn't an EX card, though. Ooh, EX. Where's that at? Jigglypuff. Wow, that Togepi is so nice looking. Very good. I need to shiny hunt Togepi someday. So that's the potential of these packs. Not only could you pull a really hot card here, you can pull a hot card here, and if you're very lucky, they both grade 10. That's what's fun. The reverse holos in this set matter. That's true for Sandstorm. That's true for Crystal Guardians, which we are hosting a break on currently. All right, lovely. Look at that, man. Wow. That is crazy looking. Okay, Togepi. The Pokepi Holo is harder to see. Will Trump lower the Pokemon Pack's price? He promised he would do it. He said he's going to create the very first Pokemon card sovereign fund, American fund, using taxpayer dollars to buy Pokemon. All right, there we go. Ooh, pack number 2. What do we got here? Oh, that really works. You just brush the top until it falls apart. Look at that. I just used the push-up method on a vintage pack. So funny, dude. It worked. Worked really well, actually. All right, here goes. Ready? I collect Togepis, and I just got a new addition to the wanted list. Yeah, some people don't know these cards very well because this is a very rare set. Here's Whismur, Feebas, Minun. Look at that. Minun, dude. Imagine that as a reverse holo. All right, Minun. Very cutesy-wootsy. Chinchou. Lots of cutesy Pokemon in this set, I notice. Meditite. Your reverse holo is going to be a rare. This is a good one. Ah, it's Metacam, though. I don't know. Somebody likes Metacam, not me. Look at that. He's got this stamp here, though. That's neat. Wow. That is so cool, man. So they got different rules because the Togepi doesn't have that. Yeah. Maybe because Togepi's a rare, it doesn't have the stamp. And when they designed this, they said, give the rare ones a stamp. So you got the Fighting Energy stamp. Okay. And Tropius. There we have it. Right on D's. Tentacruel Tropius. Super cool, man. That is 3 packs deep. And I think the Togepi, I shouldn't say Togetic. Wow, that Tentacruel looks cool, too. The Togepi pack has been my favorite so far. But you pulled this reverse holo rare Metacam out of this pack. Sure. I had that Tentacruel when I was like 9. There we go. All right. Oh. Super cool, man. Here's Metatite. All right. Chin Chow. Thank you for the break. No problem, man. Venom. Phoebus. And Whismer. All right. Very good. These cards are so cool. Dude, they're super cool. Now, he can grade all these too, and if these are grading 10, they'll probably sell in a price range of $50 to $70 per 10. That's how you kind of try to make your money back on a pack. You grade all the common and commons, and there really are people out there who are completionists, and they buy every single card. They go, I need that one and that one and that one. They don't go for a lot of money, but if you really work hard at it, you make your money back. You really do. And each time you open a pack, you get a chance for maybe the big chase card to pop out. So, you know, you're trying to count down to the big chase card. Each box has like a biggest card, for example, you know. All right. Wow, tonight's been a busy night. How's the weather in the Ozarks? Cold. No snow, though. Kind of makes me sad. There you go. I wanted a white Christmas, but my wife said she wants a black Christmas. Is this a problem? Throwback to when we had our friend Dennis, DP Fitness joke there, guys. DP Fitness joke. My wife wanted a white Christmas, but I wanted a white Christmas, but my wife wanted a black Christmas. Is this a problem? All right, rip DP. Where is DP? Snowstorm here. Hey, what's up, man? What's a black Christmas? I'm curious. What's a black job? No, it's a joke. It's sort of like a wife cheating on you with a black guy or something kind of joke. DP Fitness made those jokes a lot. It was really funny. He's a former moderator. We don't know where he went. He just does. No, we do know. He said he had to go back to work or something, basically. Now we don't see him anymore. I think he got in trouble. I think his wife found out what he was doing, and she said, "Now with my money." All right, so Tammy Lowe Daily, 20 hidden trials. No hollows, please. All right, here goes. If I have to explain the joke, it's not quite as funny. But it shows you how much time has passed that there's new people who have never heard of him. That was earlier this year. All right, Tammy, we're opening the last box of hidden trials. We have more on the way. We can't keep this in stock. It's too popular. Black man, big peanut. We miss him. He's welcome to come back anytime. Sorry, I didn't know if you answered. For Hidden Legends, can we pick out the packs? If you ask me to, I will shuffle the box, okay? So if you want me to, I will shuffle the box. But you're scaring me like you know something that I don't, like if the box was mapped or something. So I don't know if Hidden Legends is mapped, but if you ask me to, I would be happy to shuffle them right in front of you. All right, let me count this up. I wouldn't want to shuffle them if I was you, because he didn't pull an EX card. So if I were you, I'd just keep drilling down that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I just like to pick. Oh, do you mean like you like some character arts a little bit better? I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind. But if you say like I want pack number 5 or 6 down the line, I think that would make me a little worried that maybe you know something I don't about maybe like pull rates in the box or something like that. And in the name of fairness, I would probably offer a shuffle instead. But if you want like a particular character art, I don't mind that. Here we go. All right. Oops. I'm scared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, there we go. I'd like to pick out too. Gives me control. All right, you ready? Yeah, I'll offer a shuffle. Anytime you want to shuffle, I could do a shuffle. Also, I can give you a character art if you prefer a certain character. Snip this. Ooh. Snipping this. I don't remember if it was John or Joseph Chris, but yeah. What's up, LaFlame? All right. snipping this. Ta-da! And snipping this. Still snowing out here. You guys are so unfair. You get all that snow, and I don't get any snow. That's not fair. Where's my snow? I don't get snow. Did he throw away the empty packs of Hidden Legends? Throw them all in the trash, I'm afraid. There we go. All right, here goes Miss Tammy. We got Guillaume. Ooh. A beautiful bonnet card, but the Ninetales is the big one. Yeah, the Ninetales. If I were to guess, the big one are the EXs. So if you could pull an EX and a good reverse holo together, that's a hot pack. That pack's a money-making pack. Plus, you got all the commons. So an EX with a good reverse holo as well. Both of those together. Here's Sarah. We got Brionic. Oh, yeah. Look at that lightning. Got you a lightning. Got you a Sarah. She got pink hair. The Ninetales is all right. What happened to John? Let's go ahead and put this over here. All I know is that not to listen to those Pokemon investors on YouTube. Here's Gobez. I mean, you could actually apply that thought to any advice giver in the stock market or in crypto, because everyone has like a prediction, and at the end of the day, some prediction's going to come true, and the opposite prediction's going to be false. And then you're going to think the guy who was right was really smart, and the guy who was wrong is an idiot. But the truth is, nobody really knows what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? Like, I've had things I was really right about. I've had things that I was wrong about, too. So it's just like, wow, it's really just a guess. Just a guess, and the huge market does what it wants. So here's a Luso. Ooh, you got Luso. That's not a Siggy. So I would recommend not taking too much advice from anyone in any market. Witch of the Fens. Here's Geomancer. But, you know, you can think of it like entertainment. This set has Dark Celebi. That's right. I forgot about that. Dark Celebi might be the top pull. I don't know. There we go. Does this guy have unlimited money? Man, I wish I had unlimited money. But I don't know if you speaking about me. I have, in fact, very, very limited money. Like super limited. Here we are. I just try to do the most with what I got. I have very limited money. Excuse me. Most investors aren't actually thinking about what seal product to buy, though they just do that, and they always love to bring up the fact that every Pokemon set released outperformed the stock market. Man, it depends on what you're talking about in the stock market. Some stuff does well over there, too, but you kind of have to be lucky and buy into something you didn't expect. So, like, Reddit, man. Reddit's up like 300% this year. Damn, bro. That's Reddit stock. There you go. All right. Look how many hollows this is, Tammy. Tammy Shablammy. Hey, listen. I'm playing that Ocarina of Time for the first time in my life. I'm dying over here, Tammy. All right. I'll put this right here, maybe. Okay. Just joined the Australian military today. Name any pack and I'll open it, please. Did you really just join the military today? That's super cool, man. Very patriotic. Any pack? I'm going to have to say the Fossil First Edition pack. Do they have like a sign-on bonus? Here we are. I know some military sign-ups give you like a $10,000 check or something or other. All right, there you go. If you're dying, I'll accept the inheritance. Nah, it'll end up going to Karis. She'll get the inheritance. Maybe that's why she likes me working all day. Yeah, keep working. I'm lying. She hates that I work so much. She's scared to death I'm overworking. All right. So, let's rotate this, shall we? We haven't been rotating this. My Melody for $45. The rare candy break with Gengar Mimikyu. Machamp. Shining Mew. Man, we need to get a gold star break going for big rollers. All right. Sarah Dusenberry, 1 box Japanese OP9, 2 Surging Sparks, single packs, 10 Holo Shuffles. Yeah, all right. Sarah, what's up, man? Miss Sarah, she had to wait a little while. I'm sorry about that, Sarah. There were some big orders ahead of yours. She said she wants 10 of these. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. I hope to start in January, February as an officer. Nice, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tell you the truth, I kind of regret not going into the military myself. What did I really do in that meantime? Worked at like Target. You know, I didn't do anything special with my youth. And having the help from the military, assuming I didn't kill myself while I was in, you know, like drop a bomb on myself or some stupid thing. Assuming I get out of there, I would have had all these benefits and experience and, you know, and the girls probably would have been like, ooh, you wearing those. Okay, you ready? So here we go. Miss Sarah. Some girls are really into that. Here's Luxray. Ooh. They help you with buying a home in the U.S. They help you with going to school. Ooh, you got 2 cards there. All right. Military's not a bad... there's a lot of benefits. It's just that it gets risky too, you know? So somebody's got to do it, right? All right, we're out of room here. How do I make more room? It's badass, bro. There's a reason the girls find it sexy. Some women like men who are at sea, otherwise known as seamen. That's true. Okay, we're looking for Luxray and Baltoy. Oh, here's the Luxray. Ooh, he's nice. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Let me re-sleeve him. You're going to like this sleeve. I'm going to play around with them. Put him in a new sleeve. You're going to go like, oh, ruff, ruff, when you see that Luxray in the new sleeve. Okay, and here's Baltoy. I think that's the Baltoy. It says Baltoy 9. Yeah. Okay. Opens a pack of grenades. You may not be here today. Yeah, it's true. Everyone doesn't make it out, but most people do, actually. Unless you're in the Ukrainian or the Russian military right now. Those guys don't all make it out for sure. Just tragic if you think about it. I think what we need now, well, we're going to need one of these fancy sleeves. I got these high-end crystal clear sleeves. And here is Luxray. Oh, yes. Oh, do you see this, guys? Luxray's getting the... Look at that. See that little piece of dust right there? Right there? Get that dust off. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ooh, yeah. All right. So play around with this Luxray a little bit. Now let's get into a nice, clean sleeve. What, you want to see how bright this is? Look how bright this is. Ooh, man. Look at that swirl. Holy... oh, man, that's a swirl. All right. Into the sleeve it goes. You ready? Okay. There we go. Just for you. Hey, look at that. Wow. What a nice card. So let's go ahead and grab this. Miss Sarah. Going home to Sarah. All right. And here's this. If I was a Pokemon card, that's where I would go. Okay. Very nice. Now, that wasn't the whole order. She needs 2 Surging Sparks, a box of OP9. That's why I sleeve up the slabs and no one touches. Law, no need to tickle with the brush. Well, the brush is very, very fine, very soft. It can't leave any scratches or any probably. Just all it does is remove debris. And when you receive your unsleeved cards from like CGC, there typically is debris on it, like cardboard dust. So a nice little makeup brush like that was no accident. I bought that for this, for precisely what we're doing, to clean the slabs off. All right, Terrapagos. We fight kangaroos in kindergarten. It's funny. Here's Landorus. Oh, yeah. It's a mascara brush. I don't know what exactly the brush is. What does it say? Powder? Might be a powder brush. I bought this for TCC grading, which allows me to... Oh, did you know about that? Hey, did you know we had something called TCC grading? let me show you TCC grading real fast. Look, it's our own grading company. But I don't do a lot of grades anymore. It's a lot more expensive to do it. Check that out. Yolan to Jampins. Oh, he's going to want that. Look at that. See? Cardconomist grading. Cool, right? My wife would question my manliness. Would she? All right. 1 box OP9. Now, I'm going to go get a box of OP9. I'll be right back. Here we go. Alright, I'm glad I didn't miss tonight's stream. It seems like it's been a very good stream. There we go. Last part of the order. Okay. Ready? Skip. Ooh. Do-do-do-do, 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 scoopy-doopy-doopy-doo. The wife likes it when Mr. gets pretty. That's my man. Start sneaping. All right. Ooh. All right, all right. Snipping on this. Okay. And snipping on this. Yeah, if you're a young man wondering what to do next in life, you got to consider the military, in my opinion. It's like there's so much negativity toward it. Oh, you're going to the military? Oh, you're just going to be a dog of the military. You know what I'm saying? So there's a little bit of that. And there is some risk to it. Although, many jobs are risky. Like, you could be a truck driver and die in a car crash. That happened when I was working for Coca-Cola. There was a little old lady who drove the Edelman's vehicle. And one day, all the vendors were in the background in a circle talking to each other. And I was like, what's going on? She's like, they told me the Edelman lady died. I was like, damn, dude. Somebody flipped her Edelman's truck. So, you know, many jobs have some occupational hazard, but I think the military, you'd have to agree, is a bit higher. But man, they give you the uniform. You're going to get a girlfriend. You're going to get in shape. They're going to give you, you know, help buying a home, help going to college afterwards. And the pay's not terrible, I think, either. We are. Definitely suited for some people. Some people, if you like working, you know, crazy, exciting kinds of jobs that are dangerous or risky, maybe a little hands-on sometimes, sounds like a good job opportunity compared to like what? Like I said, I just got a job at Target. That didn't give me an edge up on the world, in my opinion. It's just Target. Didn't pay well. It you know, met my first girlfriend there, and that didn't go so well either. When are we getting the TCCG lotion bottle grading? Oh, you did it. You got the Golden Roger. Ta-da. Choose your weapon. Hey, my dad worked for Coca-Cola in the 90s. It's a very good company. I liked it. The managers were so smart. You know, one of the things I noticed right away with Coca-Cola, when I worked at Target, there was this feeling amongst the managers. Do what we tell you, or we will fire you and replace you so easy. Right? That was the feeling. You are very replaceable. At Coca-Cola, the exact opposite. They're like, what do you need? Let's talk about it. How can we help you be better? So they had like this wholly different approach where they're like, we're going to make you a better, stronger person because our job as a manager is like to teach you how to be a winner. So they had a totally different personality type, the managers did, all the managers. And maybe that was just those managers. Maybe I was lucky at that particular location. It was, and everyone was paid more. All the Coca-Cola workers instantly made more money than Target. I assume the managers made way more. They acted like they were rich. They had that feel, you know, the way they dressed, the cars they drove, their cell phones even. Yeah, they seemed rich. And Coca-Cola, it's a money-making machine, man. You're just selling liquid with sugar or fake sugar in it, and that is a money-making machine. Reminds of a local cosplayer that was a bodybuilder. He would twist horseshoes and hand them out at the convention. His truck flipped on the highway and he died. Was crazy. Oof. You're saying that you could be the super tough, strong person, and one car crash could be the end for you. I see my manager's 15 minutes a month. Golden Roger? She did it, the Golden Roger. Been at the hospital I work out now for 3 years, so glad I left Target. Yeah, Target was mostly good memories for me. I liked Target, wasn't too bad. If you're working at Target or Walmart, you know, that's just how life is. There's nothing wrong with that. There we go. That's where I met Alexis. She was at Walmart. You know what was happening is I had several job interviews for this job, and every person I met was just sort of like really not suited for this kind of work at all. Like they were just kind of, I don't know. And then I go to Walmart and I'm looking around at all the employees in Walmart. I'm like, man, there's tons of good employees at Walmart because Walmart already vets people. And so I did kind of some poaching. That's how we ran into Alexis. There we go. I was kind of poaching some people at Walmart. I was like, how would you like to make more money? Here's Wigglytuff. Well, all I did was I mentioned that I was trying to have a job interview with someone and they didn't show up. And she kind of responded to that. There we go. And there's CDOT. And that's kind of how the ball got rolling. Does Target still exist in the States? Oh, yeah. I remember Target was up in Canada almost 15 years ago or something like that. And then they announced that they had to close and shut it down in Canada, right? And, yeah, Target's massively popular in the United States. I don't know if they're as profitable as Walmart, but that company, when I go to Target, is full of, like, Target girls who shop at Target, you know? Mystery with dealing coke. His truck wasn't even that damaged. He just landed odd on his neck, and that was all that it was. Target smells good. That's what Mr. Beast did at Best Buy. I would hire blue-collar workers over federal employee in a millisecond. Blue-collar worker over federal employee. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what a federal employee is. It's probably a broad range, you know? Broad range. All right, let's see. So 1 box OP9, 2 Surging Sparks, 10 Holo Shuffles. There we go, Sarah. Next up, we got 3 Hello Kitties. Miss 6, she is next. Sixy Wixie. Oh, I'm running out of room for all this stuff. Hold on. Where can I put this? Right here. Okay. Target. That's right. You got to pronounce it correctly. Target. Federal employees glow in the dark. I think some federal employees are having a very bad Christmas right now because they are worried about what happens when Elon Musk and Rammy Swammy come in and start obliterating their jobs. I would be nervous. I'd be like, no, I love Trump. I'm one of the good ones. Keep me. You know what I mean? I never liked Kamala or Biden. You know, I'd be a little scared about almost like political prejudice because I suspect that would be a priority is to wipe out anyone who's an unelected federal employee in the political sphere who Trump's legally allowed to replace with one of his minions. I love him. What are you talking about? Not me. All right, Miss 6, let's grab your baggie. I'm a federal worker and they don't do jack. Oh, wow, crazy. You know, I don't actually know a lot of federal workers. I don't know what they do. I know the DMV is not super amazing, and that's like famously made fun of, the DMV. I went to a DMV where the lady literally typed on the keyboard like this. One finger, doot, 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 just like that. I wish I was exaggerating or making this up. My wife, I could bring her in here. She would confirm that's exactly how it went. Took hours. Doot, 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 doot. Insanity, dude. Chris Abruzzo, fossil sublist. You got it, Chris. Okay, the fossil sublist. Here it is. Holy Jesus, dude. She typing our names out one at a time. That was in St. Louis County. Never had that happen in St. Charles County, where I was originally from. Giga Chat, old lady typing. Well, that was the thing. She wasn't even that old. She looked about 40. So she wasn't quite young either. But yeah, she was about 40. She wasn't like grandma. Well, grandma age. No, she was. Yeah, she might have been younger than 40. She just didn't care. She's just this lady her eyes were all glazed over. She was so tired of working. You could tell she hated the job. She hated the customers. It's an awful job, probably very boring. Ryan, Fossil Subby. But I've also seen people who work at the DMV basically getting abused, right, by the people that they have to reject. No, you have to have this and that. You son of a bitch, I waited in line for an hour, and you're telling me I can't finish this today, I have to go back home? Yep, you gotta have all the documents. You son of a... I pay these taxes that make the DMV run. This system sucks. Sorry, sir, you're gonna have to move along. Okay, there we go. Did you see Kamala campaign is still asking for donations to pay off the debt left over from the election? Some Democrats are even suggesting an audit. Whew. I did hear a little bit about that. That's expensive. Anthony Kalura, ship that Moonbryon. I think he means grade. All right. There we go. Veteran affairs in the United States is disgraceful. We are also trying to fix ours. Yeah, that's a really important thing. People come back from, the military with messed up backs, messed up knees, blown out hearing, exposure to drugs, chemicals, I should say. I heard of a guy who got like a brain cancer because he was exposed to some radiation that was experimental at the time. It's just it for him. It's just over for him. And then he's going to struggle to what? Get care from the government? Oh my God, dude. No wonder people aren't signing up. Who would want to risk it? So, and that's a non-violent position. So you probably think, I'm going to get into this chemical position. I'll be fine. I'm just working with, x-rays and weird things. And then you're just done. So it's very fascinating. You'd think the government, with all of its billions and billions of dollars it has to expend, it would just choose its own people first. And I think that's a big part of why the elections went so poorly for the ruling administration, because they just didn't make people feel taken care of, which is what the Democrats often say they're going to do. They often say, hey, we're the guys who spend our money on the little person. We're going to take care of you. But it's like, I don't know. I don't think people felt that way. Savion says, 11 fusion art, put it into Abigail's bag. You got it. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Like you knew something was up when at the RNC, the union showed up at the RNC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the head of the union, he comes out and he says, we haven't been to a Republican committee in like 100 years. But this time is different. What? So things have changed. There we go. All right. And Mr. Savion, we're going to get you this beautiful, what are we looking for in here? Mew Altart, right? Mew Altart. That's what we want from the Fusion Arts. Our DMV is ran on a municipal level, but it hands out benefits that are sometimes federal, so they definitely work together. After 9/11, we had recruiters in our high school for the war in Iraq. A lot of my friends died. Tragic. The whole war in the Middle East, I think that was a big part of why we got Trump. Trump, he's not an accident. Trump is what happens. It's the Republican response to George W. Bush. That's what he was. The Republicans were so hurt by what George W. Bush did that what was produced from that failure was Donald Trump. And I think that same thing might happen with Democrats. They just got Biden. They're probably still going through it. They're probably still sort of like processing it. And there will be sort of like a reckoning where their next big candidate might be a pure anti-Democratic Party, anti-establishment figure who comes in and radicalizes the whole, radically changes the whole party. So they might, it could take a while. It could take another election before it happens. But the brand damage that was occurred under Joe Biden could be so lasting and so powerful. and the failureship of Kamala to win the election could be so powerful that you could see a Trump-like figure in the Democrat Party maybe next election or 2 elections from now. They rise up and they say, your Democrat leaders all failed you. They failed you terribly. They ruined this party, and now we're going to destroy it and burn it all down and start over again. And I think that's what Trump is. That's what he was for the Republican Party, and he really succeeded. It's the Trump Party now, you know. A lot of the picks that were successful in Congress and Senate, they were pro-Trump, and then Trump just got the popular vote in the presidency, and he got a, what do they call it, a supermajority? So it's, you know, he's successfully routed the old Republicans out of power. Oh, this goes to our good friend, Mr. Anthony Kalura. Here we go. He routed them out of power. And you might see that happen in the Democrat Party. They might do it to themselves as well. They might get tired of like losing, basically. Caleb Ibarra, 1 box of NBA. You got it, man. Mr. Caleb. But who knows what happens next? Nobody really knows. I'm going to move these over here. Fun to speculate, though. All right. Bush Sr.'s heart doctor got gunned down randomly by drive-by motorbike. Random? Ugh. Who knows? Pelosi's actually corrupt, so who cares? That's what I'm saying. So if you got party members where the Democrats' own constituents believe this is a corrupt person, and the Democrats just lost an election, and the Republicans just swept like crazy, there's going to be a new Democrat Party emerging over time. It probably won't happen right away, but a new figurehead that might be like Trump will emerge and say, the current Democrat leadership is trash. We're starting over. We're starting over. We're going to come out real strong with our ideas. And, you know, that's what Trump did. Trump was basically, he was there to diss all of the old Republicans. And he did that in the first time he ran. And it was like such great television content. Remember him standing up there on the debate stage with like 20 Republican dudes? Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, Jeb Bush, all these other guys who I don't remember. And he just tossing them under the bus over and over and over and over again. And that's what the Republicans really wanted. That's why they, you know, eventually he becomes the guy. They're like, hey, maybe this is it for us. We need to toss these guys under the bus. All right, ooh. But it was close, by the way. One of the theories is that Trump only won the primary back then because there were too many candidates, and that if Ted Cruz or somebody else had dropped out earlier, Trump might have lost. All right. Poor Bernie. He got pumped and dumped so many times. Yeah, and ironically, Bernie Sanders, who's also very old, talks way more eloquently than Joe Biden does. He's still cognizant. He's still there. Bernie actually could have been president. He was not too old. He'd have been old, sure, but he was not too old to run. He could have been the president, and maybe everything would have been very different. You know what I think would have been different with Bernie Sanders? I think he actually would have spent most of the money on Democrats. He would have actually spent money on the working class, on people who really need help, on health care. Like his big thing is health care, and that would have been where the money went. He just would have spent tons of money on probably actually socialist programs, and that probably would have been his big thing. Is sort of like this rich versus the poor wealth redistribution. And who knows? Maybe it would have worked. Maybe it would have been bad. Who knows? Maybe the economy would have tanked. Maybe it would have exploded. I don't really know what Biden stood for. You know, Biden was just sort of like, he was like, I don't know. He was just kind of there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he stood for. I don't know what Kamala stood for. She was also just kind of there. All right. Very nice. Okay. Invest in Haktua coin. Ooh. Bojan Bogdanovic. Biden stood for anti-Trump. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that he was basically your best chance of beating Trump, basically, right? That was it. Here's Kahi Leonard. Ooh. Excuse me. But I think that in a one-to-one, Bernie Sanders, with how well-spoken he is, because he is well-spoken, he could have stood up to Trump, too, because Trump lost to Biden. Although they claim that the election was stolen. They rigged it. But it's not like Bernie Sanders struggles to speak, you know? He could have been in those debates, and the Democrats would have voted for him. Here's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's a famous guy. Kahi Leonard. Did you see some guy met her and asked her to do the Haktua saying, and she told him no. Will you do the Haktua? On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a Haktua, spit on that thing. She won't do the same that got her famous. On the second day of Christmas, my Rizzler gave to me 2 Gooners gooning and a Haktua, spit on that thing. Haha, stop, mister. All right. Dude, if she sang that song, I'd have so much respect for her. Yo. All right. You're killing me. All right. Pascal Siakam. Ooh. Ta-da. Here's NBA debut. Amon. Is it Amon? Amon Thompson. Amon Thompson. It's probably Amon. Da 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 blah 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 blah. 3 moldy lunchlies, 2 Gooners gooning, and a Haktua, spit on that thing. I really feel the Christmas spirit. All right. That was all for you, Mr. Caleb Ibarra. Mr. Caleb. Aha. Beautiful singing voice. That's right. I'm joining a choir, dude. We're going to sing that at a Catholic church. This is Mr. Cardconomist rendition of the 12 Days of Christmas. The audience is all like quiet and reverent. Then that crap comes out. They're like, what the fuck? You should have heard my older sister. You know, she sang for the Archdiocese Choir, Basilica of St. Louis. And then they went and they did music for the actual Pope for a while in Rome. And she went. She was real good. There was a big difference between me and her. We both understood notes. Like internally, our minds just knew the notes, right? Big difference. She had a very powerful voice and very good at hitting a long range. My voice can only hit so many notes because it's got a limited range. She was a very good singer. My older sister. All right. It was very tough to get a position on the Archdiocese Choir. They were super picky. A lot of people wanted that job. Hatim, 6OP8, 4OP9. Kind of like getting in with the St. Louis Orchestra. It's kind of like that. Here's Hatim, 6OP8. All right, except for your singing voice. In the comments, we're roasting her. She'll quickly learn she's on borrowed time and her fame will evaporate. Oh, are you talking about the Haktua girl still? We made her a feudal lord for saying a stupid, unfunny joke. Yeah, she's wealthy, man. She's a multimillionaire. You have the power of laughter, man. Power of laughter. 4OP9 Asian packs. Haktua, spit on that thing. I like my cheese drippy, bro. From Pokemon to politics. Shush. Clip the singing. Bro, she looks so stuck up acting like that. She'll quickly learn she on borrowed time. That's what people kept saying. Now she got that Haktua podcast called the Talktua podcast. And for a little while, she was like the 3rd biggest podcast in America, wasn't she? It was Joe Rogan, one other podcast, and then Talktua, wasn't it? There you go. How much money you think? What do you think her net worth is? Sports card collector here. Nice, dude. Well, if there's one thing I know about the sports card collector guys is that they love talking politics. All right, let's see. Talktua podcast girl. Her name is Haley Welch. Okay, so give me a second. Haley Welch net worth. On X in October, it says Haley Welch's net worth had reached $12.5 million. That was in October. She's had more time to make more money. That's how content kind of works like that, you know? So, yeah. Yes, return to your jobs and work your hourly wages, peasants. Wow, Haktua girl makes $12 million. Damn, dude. That's really crazy. But again, she's like, she was the top podcast, right? That's, like, if anyone could do that, that's a lot of money and influence. Go. I think I'm in the top 500,000 streams. That's pretty good, right? 500,000. Imagine being number 3. It's time to fight back. The social contract isn't being fulfilled. Yeah, well, you know, speaking on that note, how about that CEO of the health insurance company getting killed? Whew. And have you seen the comment sections? Anytime people talk about it, they're all like, good. They're glad he got shot. I would have empathy for him, but that was a pre-existing condition or something like that, right? 12 million for saying a few words. Well, it's a bit more than that now, you know. If you're hosting a podcast and all that, it does take talent and work and dedication, but she had it in her, and she took her 15 minutes of fame and ran with it like crazy. So her 15 minutes of fame has turned into $12 million. So you're right. Talk to a podcast could die off tomorrow. Doesn't matter, dude. She could just dump that money in the stock market. She is set for life, dude. She's going to play on the beach with her children. If she has children, I assume she will. And she's done, dude. She is done working for the rest of her life. All it took was one crazy year. All right, so, Mr. Thim, your bag's right over here. Card Economist on Talk to a when? Yeah, let me go contact her. I got to get on that Talk to a podcast. I saw that news and I ran to check my United Healthcare stock. Ooh, I didn't even think of that. The stock could be affected by the murder of the CEO. Okay, we got Charmeleon. He's got to come down soon. This Gyarados is hot, man. Look at that Gyarados. There's Japanese Mumbreon. The Halo break. And Luigi. Ooh. We have an order from Michael McIntyre. 10 electric breakers. Alrighty. Sad died right before the holidays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It actually went up. Oh, maybe the CEO was unpopular with the shareholders. I was telling my wife, if the CEO had like severe business competitors, they're probably all celebrating right now because their competitor died in a random assassination. Not really random if it's an assassination. That's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? All right, there you go. That's one way to win. All right. It's up 2% in the last 24 hours. Are you serious? I feel like his board killed his ass. Whoa. Could that be possible? Man, I'm not ruling out. When it comes to assassinating CEOs, like they didn't even catch the killer, did they? I don't think they did. Cophagragus. Whoa, could his board have actually killed him? The stock is up? That's crazy. Corporate hit. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money involved in a business. That could be a real thing. Okay. Whoa. I'm stoned. No. And Stunfisk. Michael McIntyre, this is a cold round. Sorry, Mr. Michael. What a fun night this has been. This has been a good stream, man. Oops. There you go. Okay. Oh. All right. Very good. Corporate hit. Ooh. Can I get 7 packs of Hello Kitty Weiss? Let me take a look and make sure nobody ordered any. I think you are good. So you want 7 packs of them, which you had $49 left. Where did I put the bag? Oh, here it is. Shoop. There it is. Okay, $49. And I'm going to go grab this. All right. Died right before the holidays. Yeah, it's not right, you know, it's not right. I get people's sentiment that he's some rich millionaire CEO who maybe got rich screwing people over, you know, like the company denying people millions or denying people coverage and stuff like that in time of need and panic and fear. But at the same time, you know, it's a big machine. He probably didn't personally do that kind of stuff. He's just in charge of the big machine. Oh, my ears hurt, man. Man, when will I get all the way better? But I don't know. He might have been a bad person, but we're supposed to live in a civilized society. But actually, I feel like that was an interesting subject. We were talking with Super Dan earlier when I was saying, like, we're still in the jungle, you know? Just a very fancy one with big stone buildings. It's still the jungle. Yo, ooh. I don't know if that was true. What's its true stance about it, though? What? I need to be on a short for Hello Kitty pull. Okay, so if you want to be on a short for a Hello Kitty pull, what you need to do, you need to pull the SSP. Okay, an SSP is like a special signature. And in this case, it won't be a signature, it'll be a stamp card. And every case has an SSP in it, I believe. So if you just dug really far and really deep, you'll eventually hit it. Assuming nobody sniped you. Somebody will try to snipe you, probably. That's what you need. You need to pull the SSP. And we don't know where it's at. Here's Cinema Roll. All right. I just bought into Marvel, considering jumping into Micro. MicroStrategy? What's Marvel? I've never heard of that. I've heard of MicroStrategy. Charmy Kitty. All right, there it is. Brendan McGraw. Oh, no. Brandon. Brandon's next. Data and Storage Solutions Company for AI. Oh, okay, cool. You mean a crypto buying company? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So, Brendan McGraw, One Legend of Blue Eye. One Legend of Blue Eyes. One Merlin sticker, one. Merlin sticker, one, huh? Hope you don't have a strong attachment to that 5-ounce coin. I think I would have to check the market one last time on it. I think we were talking a price before, and I was thinking about it in bed, and I was like, it's not really... No, I wasn't thinking about it in bed. What happened was I was shopping around. So I was shopping around for another 5-ounce coin like that, and I was surprised at how expensive they get. Particularly those 5-ounce coins from that exact set, the Queen's Beast set, for whatever reason, hold some kind of special premium. And so I was intending to do that. I was intending to take one last look at the price and make sure it all made sense. Because if I had to take $1,200 and buy a new coin to replace it, I'm not sure if I would do a better job of that. I might already be sitting on the good coin. It's a big dragon coin, you know what I'm saying? Where you can like literally see the scales. We are? Because the queen died? Well, that helps. It's a queen coin, and the queen has passed. So, but I don't know how important that is, but I would say that might have a little value. Actually, there's a ton of queen coins. But notice, the theme of the coin is very cool. The red dragon of Wales, like that's cool as hell, man. Especially from people from Wales. Final flame it is. That's for Brendan McGraw. Welcome back, Brendan. I just cured my vampire curse. F being a vampire in Skyrim. Who the hell thought being a vampire in Skyrim would be fun when you get attacked all the time? Was guy who bought 1976 box of Star Wars selling package for over 400 per pack. Huge hit, set worth a lot. Nice, dude. I thought about doing that. It was a top set, right? 1976. I almost bought one of those, like for $15,000, like a super vintage Star Wars box. But I was worried that my particular audience wouldn't have an interest in those Star Wars cards. You know what I'm saying? There we are. So I was a little worried if I bought it, I'd be stuck in a $15,000 hole. Because I knew how much I'd need to sell them for, and it was not a small amount. I just gave you the wrong last name. Okay. Yeah, we're Star Trek nerds. There we go. Well, I know you guys will spend that much to buy a vintage pack of Fossil. But I'm not so sure about Star Wars. Ooh, Star Wars. I'm open to any price for the 5-ouncer. I I'll give it to you at the price we agreed on. I just need to see you last time that price makes sense. Because I happen to like it a lot myself. There you go, Brendan. And I think I was saying that before. And then I'm not supposed to get stuck on something and hold it too long, but let me just take a quick look. I got my computer right here, right? So it's called Dragon of Wales. 5. We'll just put in 5. There's a PF69 of it. But you know, why would you want to collect the 9 when you can get the 10? Let's see. Excuse me. Jesus Christ, Goodwill's making the shit up out of Pokemon cards. Excuse me. The Queen's Beasts. PF70. Let's type in silver. This song is a trip. Oh my god, dude. Is it? Alright, so... So I see the other animals. Like, here's the Queen Beast lion. Bunch of the lions, actually. Maybe people didn't like the lion. There's a bull. But interestingly enough, you can't really find the other ones. Unless you get a lower grade on them. Boy, I'd love to have a 5 ounce of the completer coin. What a mistake not buying one of those. Yeah, it's actually really difficult to say because there's just none on the market. 1,200 seems reasonable, but what's interesting about it is I almost feel like at 1,200 I would actually just prefer to keep it, because if it was $1,200 today on the market, lined up with all these other ones, I'd probably just buy it because I actually like the dragon. Let me show it off again because it's pretty hot. Let's show my audience what we're talking about. You guys have seen it a couple times. I like the coins too. That's why I bought it originally. Okay. Oh, my head, dude. Oh, I can't wait to be completely healed up, man. I feel like I'm beating this illness, but it's slow. So check that out, man. Damn, dude. I like how big it is. Like, let's compare it to that's a Pokemon slab, right? And here's a Pokemon card compared to the silver itself. But the silver is actually kind of thick. One of the things you notice when you hold it is it's quite heavy as well. So that's a PF70. It says one of the first 250 of them struck. I don't know if that matters in the value. Maybe it does. I feel like I bought this for me, and I just really like the way it looked. Look at that. That's cool, right? I like how when you tilt it, you can see like the muscles shimmering off the scale. There's a really nice 3D effect to it. Mr. Overcompensating for something. All right, there we go. What are you talking about? Blueberry muffins. I got the original Donkey Kong. Blueberry strain is always a winner. Dan, my girlfriend, sister, husband. Gross. Let's go ahead and grab this. That's a long list of things. My girlfriend, sister, husband. All right. There we go. I'm worried if I had to buy this back, I would have to spend a lot to buy it back. I'm worried no one will list one for cheap. I will, you know, I will think about this one a little more if you don't mind. I need to think about that one. I like that one a lot. I'm just kind of letting my stomach decide, you know. You ever done that when you're buying something? So here's a thim, 5 electric breakers. That's awesome. That's the best place to be in this industry, growing and processing. I'll never smoke it, so it's useless to me. Here's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ta-da. All right. I think I'd be scared to smoke weed and find out I like it, and then have like this whole new habit in my life. You know what I mean? Like, man, I don't need another thing. There we go. So I've stayed away from it mostly. I don't think I'd like it if I'm more in, like I said, I'm more into stuff like sugar and caffeine. Cold. Actually, my real drug, Pokemon cards, easily. That's my real drug, is Pokemon cards. I love shopping. I love having stuff. Hey, there you go, Mr. Thim with the snipe. Perfect snipe. Do any of you guys have something called Alipay? Yeah. Shishi. Okay, Mr. Thim. Thank you. Ta-da. Weed is like that. I mean, it just calms me down. There we go. Scooby-dooby-dooby-dooby. 4 more electric breakers, Mr. Thim. Okay. We potheads, not alcoholics. Okay. Snip of that. Alex is substance free. Supreme human. Alpha AF. We are. I'm substance free. I don't do cigarettes, alcohol, or weed. It's actually true for me. We are. Here's a cold one. Really, just Pokemon cards. Tons of Pokemon. There we go. Brandon killing it with the silver. Silver's cool, huh? I don't just like silver. I like the whole idea of minting coins. It makes me feel like a little like dwarf from Lord of the Rings or something. You know, I get obsessed with like gems and gold and stuff like that. It's super cool. You know what we should try to do? We should try to get little tiny gold bars that we can sell. How cool would that be? Okay, there we go. I like gemstones too. You like gemstones? I'm gonna share. Let me share a picture with you. Give me a second. I'm gonna show you a $2,000 rock that I bought. I'll show you. Give me a moment. I don't recommend doing this because I can't tell you it's a good investment. All right. I think the actual amount I spent was $2,400. All right. And here it is. You can't really see how pretty it is in a picture. It's a really big rock. There you go. Pretty neat, right? That looks to be amethyst. That's right. It's an amethyst cathedral, they're called. And it's a really big one. It's pretty heavy. I got it in an auction. So I paid whatever people thought it would be worth in auction. Now it sits by my fireplace, looking very pretty. That was, I believe it was $2,400. Let me see. I can't recommend buying that because I have no clue how I would ever sell it again to get my money back out. All right, yeah, their pictures are better. Here you go. Look how dark purple their picture is. Definitely edited. But very pretty anyways. Got it for $2,050. But I think I had to pay taxes on it. So you pay actual taxes on it. And you pay taxes and you pay import fee and there's shipping. But that was the end of the auction was $2,000. All right. Here's a Thim, 5-Night Wanderer. I think he got ripped off, $350 tops. It's really big. It's a lot heavier than it probably looks. 2, 3, 4, 5. At the time, I was kind of into learning about amethyst. And I was thinking, what if we actually sold some stuff like that, like amethyst, gemstones? To tell you the truth, that kind of stuff still really fascinates me. Brandon, did you see the ebony vase I turned as a teenager? I got it. I when I ran away from home, I brought it with me. I brought all my best vases. It's a geode. Wow, making it look easy. Look at that. Pulling that Peturunt. Nope, I didn't. You're newer, so I don't think you've seen it. I'll show it off. When I was a kid, my dad ran a wood shop. And so when I was a kid, I sold hundreds of thousands of dollars of exotic hardwoods that I personally would have to chop up into certain sizes and list them on eBay. I learned a lot about buying and selling doing that job as a kid. I was a poor homeschooled kid with 11 siblings. And my dad ran a wood shop, but he was also, he was like an engineer. He was an electrical engineer. And he did a job called instrumentation, actually. But he actually did, he taught instrumentation to companies that bought electrical components from the company he worked for. And so he did that all day long. And then he'd come home and he'd run this eBay store where he'd sell like $140,000, which was a lot in the 90s. But his profit was like $30,000. I learned all that from him when I was a kid. And so when I started this channel up, I already knew kind of like the whole idea of what a business should be, like how it should feel, how things feel when things are running right, how to use the internet, distributions, shipping, all this kind of stuff. I never forgot, like, part of what made my dad successful was he found a way to source his product. That's a foundational aspect of any business. You don't have a business until you can source your product in a way that other people cannot. So if anyone can buy what you can buy, it's not a very good product. But so when I was younger, I did a lot of crafts with hardwoods. And so I have a real big appreciation for stuff like natural wood, natural stone, precious metals. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that kind of stuff a lot more than you guys probably know. I'll show you real fast now. So I was probably about 15 when I made this. I made it on a small wood turning lathe. It's made out of a very expensive wood called Macassar ebony and a cheaper wood called Red Heart from Mexico. But the Red Heart has lost its color, so it looks brown. If I were to sand it and then re-wax it, it would be a dark red. Okay, show that off for a second. Let me grab one of these little bags here. I made that when I was about 15 years old. You know how dangerous that was? That was a dangerous thing to do as a kid. Turning segmented turnings. But I'd gotten, sorry, working right now, but that looks nice. Look at that. So, there's that. I got this too. Ah, cool, man. I bought this when I was playing around with the amethyst. So, that was fun. You know, I lost a little money buying these because I got amethyst instead of money now. I could have just bought Bitcoin, but, you know, it's just kind of how life is. You buy stuff, right? So, check this out. You can kind of see the inside of the lid there. See how it's like a checkerboard pattern? All right. The inside, look, it's hollow all the way to the bottom. Isn't that great? That's hard to do. I had a little wood turning lathe. I didn't have a good one. And so that's dangerous because you're spinning this at about 1,500 to 3,000 RPM. And 1,500 is early on, and then you speed it up as it gets smooth. But this could have exploded at any moment. The whole thing, and I've had that happen when I work on these wood turnings. They explode because as you're spinning it around, the wood glue might not be strong enough to hold it together while you're cutting away at it. Very dangerous. So I made that when I was just 15. Imagine I just kept making those for the rest of my life and just got better and better at it, more experimentative. I'd be like some master wood turner today. But I stopped and I just never went back. So maybe one day I'll have a woodworking garage again and I'll make stuff that will blow your mind because I definitely have understanding of it already. Look how pretty that side is. Isn't that pretty? Macassar ebony was extremely expensive. This darker wood, it's like, I can't remember. It was like $40 to $60 a square foot. I can't remember, which was considered a lot in the 90s. I made this almost in the 90s, early 2000s, actually. My wood explodes light. A lot, too. You want to make my penis explode now? A line for that Amazon movie, TV show. All right, there we go. I'll take this rock away. Try not to touch this stone because I don't want to put my fingerprints on it. Are you not entertained? That's one of my vases. I have more of them. That's one of my favorites, though. I think it came out really nice. That was one of the very, very, very few things I brought with me when I ran away. I also brought, and my wife doesn't know this, a big suitcase full of my writings. Because when I was younger, I wrote a huge amount of stuff. So I've got this suitcase, and it's just book after book after book. Notepads, big notepads with handwritten stuff. All right. That was the only other thing I took with me. That and a couple turnings. Wish I had taken my Pokemon cards with me. Okay, so we have them 4 more, or 4 OP9s. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. You got it. Do you collect any stamps? No. There you go. Stamp collecting. That's a real retro kind of hobby, I guess. Stamp collecting. Autobiography when? Yeah. You wouldn't want it. It's too depressing. That would be a depressing autobiography. There we go. Anyways, the beginning of it would be. The later half of it is way cooler. There we go. All right. All right. Here's a holo. Oh, apologies. Well, you know, what can you do about it? I came from a crazy family, not a great one. Very crazy. Here's some holos and an SR. Turn it into a Netflix show. Gosh. Well, it would probably be somewhat entertaining. The reason it's entertaining, have you ever heard of, like, you know, these big families where the cops come and, like, save all the kids or something like that, and it's like a really crazy family with like 20 kids? That was my family. I could have been one of those kids. I ran away. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't tell the cops. I should have told the cops. I should have told them, hey, there's some bad stuff going on in there. Go check it out, please. But I didn't do that. I just kind of left. Said, every kid for themselves. Every kid on their own. You guys got to figure it out your own way. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, there are those kids in those big families that write horror stories of what happened at home. And I could have done that. And I suppose I still could. Not a great idea, maybe, to write it so much all this time later. I think my siblings would find it interesting, too. Man, the family with the chain kids. Well, yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff. So what I'm saying is I could write a book like that, and it would not look so, it would look pretty bad. But I just don't, and that's it. I just don't. Let's see. Siggy Pull Coming is pronounced Vaz. It looks like something a cobra would come out of. That's right, I need a snake in there now. Well, guys, it does feel like things have slowed down, and it is 4:30. We are all out of orders. We just did a Thim's order. And so let's talk a little bit about tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, one of my favorite days of the week for Pokemon card sales. We'll probably have giveaways for Thursday and Friday giveaways, okay? So, and then for the breaks, man, the family with the chain kids. Oh, yeah, I already read that. For the breaks, we got Final Fantasy, new break. The sexy nude lady. Not so popular, I suppose. Here's Queen Amidala from Star Wars. I think one person did buy into this, right? So Queen Amidala, that one has, yes, Elijah Martinez is in it. So this one's at 1. Okay, 1. Okay. And Umbreon here. Crystal Guardians, man, that's a good one. I believe Jennifer Yap bought some spots in there. Here we go. We've got Houndoom is up to 6. The One Piece guy has not moved at all. Here's Halo. We need to work on the tops break. We need to improve it. Here's Wigglytuff. Here's Gengar. New poker break. It's a big one. High stakes, high reward. We got Blastoise Red and Blastoise Green. It's a 1 in 20 break. Okay, and then we've got the Mega, the Suicune. Just sent. We'll take a quick look at that. So we got a spot in the fossil box sold today. How nice is that, guys? It's a spot of the fossil is sold. A number of spots in the sublists are sold. And we even had fun with Mr. LaFlame. He popped in and opened up some vintage packs. How nice was that? No modern break? Not yet. We need to get a modern break. We got too many breaks. Another 4 OP9s. All right, last order, I think. 4 OP9s. I'm willing to wait 3 months for that 5-ouncer. You want it, huh? Funny. There we go. All right. What do you think is better, those big 5-ounce coins or just regular coinage, like regular 1-ounce, 2-ounce coins? As a card collector who gets to have like these big sort of like images, I actually like the big coins. I don't know how people who collect silver bullion feel about that, though, you know. I sent an order, says 6. 6? Oh, my. Okay, we'll have to get 6's order as well. All right. Grade Detective Charizard. Bet you won't. Detective Charizard? What's he talking about? You mean the big one? Here's 6 corrupted, 3 Hello Kitties. She coming in for that swiggity swooty. All right, ready? Big coin with artworks. I like the big coins just because they're so large they can show off so much. But then again, it's so much more affordable to buy a smaller coin. Okay, ready? Ooh, cinema roll. All right, sniping the cinema roll. Oh, yeah, that big card, the jumbo card. We're going to do a jumbo card submission one day. I don't know when. Well, one of these other submissions come back. I got to take care of everyone else first and get their submission done first. There's one that's waiting to go out now. So I need to get that one finished. All right, that's Miss 6. Thank you, 6. There we go. A lot of really lovely time, guys. You know, we talked about some controversial things tonight. That is something we've been doing for a long time. That's sort of the feel of this channel, is we'll talk about controversial subjects. So, you know, not to try and ruin anyone's day just because of that. Some people don't like that when it comes to cards, but I like talking about the news. I like talking about the ongoings of the world. And sometimes we get a little, you know, farty in here. So if I ever talk too much about something that's lame, just tell me to put the cards in the bag, bro. You gotta say, put the cards in the bag, bro. Like that, okay? Just warn me. I love those conversations. I get hooked on them because I could just argue all day. I like arguing. Mr. Athim has a, you guessed it, another 4 OP order. Mr. Athim, you will find out the ending to that order tomorrow in the daytime stream. But here's a spoiler. There's 2 packs left, and you will get your next 2 packs from the next box. Always awesome to be here. All right, guys, I had fun. I'm hopping off now. Have a nice night. It's Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and tomorrow will be the Thursday daytime stream. See you later, everybody. Stick with Morgan Silver Dollars, says Joey.